Hello, everybody.
WMMR, Philadelphia.
Housekeeping?
No, thank you. Sleeping.
Housekeeping, you want towel?
More towels. Need sleepy.
Housekeeping, you want mint for pillow?
Please go away. Let me sleep for the love of God.
You're listening to Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR with Preston Elliott.
You will listen to every damn word I have to say!
And Steve Morrison.
Words are like bullets.
Plus, Casey Boy.
Lay off me, I'm starving!
Kathy Romano.
I'm going to destroy everything you own!
Nick McElway.
I'm just not the hero type.
And Marissa Magnotta.
Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain!
And now, Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
We begin. Welcome. Friday has arrived. Has it not? No sad bro to you. And let's go weather-wise and see how we are doing. Today is going to be a fairly nice day, a little bit on the cooler side. You're going to feel it. We've been in the 80s, and now the high is going to be maybe around 70 degrees today, so we'll see if it gets up or not. We have a mix of cloudy skies and sunny skies right now. We got some blue stuff happening, so it'll move in and out the course of the day. Tomorrow, Saturday, is looking cloudy, cooler, high 61. Sunday, some rain throughout the course of the day, high 63. That'll be off and on. And then Monday, maybe some showers continuing, and we'll be headed back up into the 80s for the start of the week. Let's take a look at traffic, see what's up so far this morning. Kathy, what you got for us?
95 northbound at Highland Avenue, 2 left lanes blocked with an accident. You're jammed back to Chichester Avenue. 495 northbound at 95, a disabled vehicle blocking the right lane. 295 northbound at Mount Holly, Route 541, 2 right lanes blocked. That's an accident as well. And then Chapel Avenue and Cherry Hill closed between Murray Avenue and Route 38. That's down power cables. This traffic report brought to you by Allstate. Some people just know the best rate for you is the rate based on you at Allstate. Not one based on anyone else. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today. And that's your traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
And now, Preston and Steve's news update with Kathy Romano.
And it is Friday, May 3rd. Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning. In the news this morning, police in Lower Merion Township are investigating several residential burglaries that town officials say have occurred since last March. Police believe they know who is responsible for the burglaries. They call them the South American Theft Group. The group has been involved in about a dozen burglaries in the township over the past 18 months. Since late March, they have hit 4 homes, 2 in Villanova on Cedar Lane and Pinewood Road, 1 in Bryn Mawr on John Barry Road, and 1 in Gladwin on Williamson Road.
I got to say, the South American Theft Group is one of the most undynamic names I've ever heard.
I was thinking of the same thing, Steve.
We talked about the names just the other day. Like, who picks these names?
South American Theft Group.
Yeah, they're maybe not the most creative.
How about the
most
muchachos?
Effective person.
Right.
Scott Zalov, a commissioner in the township, says they want jewelry and they want it fast. They get in and they get out. They primarily enter through the rear of the home and they try the second floor where there are less likely to be alarmed locations.
I would like to suggest Los Locos.
Los Locos
I like
kick
that.
our ass.
Yes,
I like
Los
that.
Locos kick your face. Los Locos
kick your balls
into outer space. Yes.
There you go.
Got a ring to it.
So this is the same group that's been doing the ladders up to the side of the house, Kathy? Yeah.
I don't know. They said they're trying the second floor. I didn't.
Los locos kick your ass! Los locos kick your face! Los locos kick your balls into outer space!
There you go. Now that's a name.
Last December, police arrested a man they say tried to burglarize a home in Bryn Mawr. Police believe he and the other suspects in the case were part of the same South American theft group targeting high-end homes in the area and across the country. One of the homeowners who was recently targeted said they were away when the thieves broke into her home by smashing the glass back door. They snuck around the property line to avoid surveillance cameras, but when they got inside of her home, the woman said the thieves set off the cameras in the children's room. She said they unplugged those cameras and all of the motion lights in the house, then ransacked her bedroom.
I think if you're in that area or just in general, a lot of people do skip putting sensors on higher up windows because they don't figure thieves are going to try to make a play for it. So if you're doing it, you might as well just put every window sensors. It just makes sense.
They didn't take any electronics or anything that could be tracked, the woman said. She said the thieves couldn't find what they wanted. In the 10 minutes they were inside, they left the home with just a pillowcase. Lower Marion Township Police.
Just the pillowcase? That's what they left with?
Well,
that's like this person.
The thread count on it is extraordinary.
This person tried to break into my sister's Jeep years and years ago, and you could see that they were trying to pry the stereo out of the dash, and then they realized it was just a factory stereo. I mean, I don't even think it had a tape player in it. So I think maybe they were so pissed that they took the towel that was on the front seat.
Got it.
I'm like, that's what you got? That was your big take? A freaking pillowcase?
That's
No,
crazy.
a pillowcase filled with stuff.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, you didn't say that, Kat. You said
You thought he
pillowcase.
just left with a pillowcase?
I just
What it
listened to what
sounded
you
like.
said.
You know what? This is going to go great with my pillow.
Yeah.
My God. Pay attention.
I did. You just said pillowcase.
Lower Marion Township Police are working with the Montgomery County District Attorney's Office as the investigation into the burglaries continue.
We will be getting that pillowcase back.
A kayaker who went missing along
Oh,
the
and a duvet.
A kayaker who went missing along the Schuylkill River was found dead in Upper Marion Township on Thursday evening. The body of 69-year-old Tony Luongo was found at about 5:50 in the evening in the river, police said. Luongo was missing on Monday. He was reported missing on Monday after he didn't return from a fishing trip. His neighbor, Don Wallace, said he knew something was wrong around 4 o'clock that day. He said he always comes home to let the dog out. No matter where he's fishing, he's always home to let the dog out. Police say Luongo posted a selfie photo to his social media account at about 12:40 in the afternoon. Around 2 o'clock, police received a 911 call stating that there were possible calls for help along the river minutes before. When police arrived, they didn't find anything. Luongo's kayak was located at the base of the dam near the middle of the river at about 4 o'clock on Tuesday.
We're looking at this picture, this selfie of him. It's so sad when people are out doing something they love. They'll take a picture. And then, like, within, a short amount of time, they're gone.
I know.
This is terrible.
Additional items associated with the missing boater were recovered in a downed tree approximately 1,000 feet upstream from the Upper Marion boathouse. It's something you can get pulled over for right now, but come July 1st, if your vehicle has illegal tints on the windows, you could be subject to a parking ticket in Philadelphia. Councilman
There you go.
Mike Driscoll of Northeast Philadelphia co-sponsored the bill, which was signed into law by Mayor Sherrell Parker. He says it will prevent traffic stops.
Well, it'll also allow police to see the pillowcase.
In Pennsylvania, cars can have windows tinted, rated at 70% visible light transmittance on the side windows and rear windshield. Mechanics and glass tinting businesses say they will see changes right away and lose business because of it. The ordinance goes into effect 60 days after it is signed by Mayor Parker. So by July 1st, both the Philadelphia Parking Authority and police officers can issue a $100 fine for the tinted windows.
I don't like it when I pull up next to a car. It's got tinted windows. I just don't like it.
It just looks something's going on in that car.
man.
Bet you got a pillowcase in there. Did you ever have a car with tinted windows?
I did. I bought a car one time that had tinted windows on it, and I ended up having to take them off because I got pulled over and I got a warning.
So I had
them removed.
I had one that was, I guess it was lightly tinted. And I actually found it annoying after a while.
Yeah,
So
I know. I like
the light.
That's why we hated the tint on our windows here in the studio. I want to know what it's really like out.
I had it. I liked it. I got pulled over, and I got a ticket for it. I got pulled over. Right here.
Really?
Right around the corner from here, I got pulled over, and my choices were to either pay the ticket or to have the tint removed.
So we have a picture of a scale up on the screen here in the studio. What level was your tint at?
And believe it or not, I didn't think it was that bad. Like I would say maybe somewhere between the 35 and 50% there.
All right.
It wasn't quite as dark as
that's legal.
That is legal, Kathy?
Yeah, the 70%. It has to be 70%.
All right. Okay.
So if you were at 30,
I think 70% clear.
Clear.
yeah.
Okay.
So wouldn't that be it? The 30%? Wouldn't that
30%,
still
yeah.
be?
No, that's 35%. That's 35% clear. I think it has to be at least 70% clear. You know what I mean?
So okay. Oh wow. So that's almost no tint whatsoever.
Probably. That's my guess. I don't know.
Yeah, some of them are we're looking at a scale here. They're like 5% or 15%.
Like unless you're like a secret agent, I don't know what the hell you need that for.
It's crazy. So now, if you're parked in Philadelphia and you have this, they can ticket you. They say it's going to be a $100 ticket. All right, let's do sports this morning. Sixers season is finished after a heartbreaking loss to the New York Knicks 118-115 in Game 6 last night.
Is this?
Buddy Hield missed a three-point attempt that would have tied the game with 3.7 seconds left to play. Joel Embiid finished with 39 points and 13 rebounds. Hield added 20 points, and Tyrese Maxey finished with 17. Jalen Brunson had 41 points and 12 assists to lead the Knicks, who are set for an Eastern Conference semifinal matchup with Indiana. The Pacers beat Milwaukee in 6 games and advanced to the second round for the first time in 10 years. Game 1 is Monday night in New York. The Phillies were off yesterday and return home this weekend for a 4-game series against the San Francisco Giants. On their recent road trip, the Phils won 7 of 10 games to improve to 21-11, and their 21 wins are the most in baseball. Aaron Nola will get the start tonight in South Philly. First pitch is scheduled for 6:40. And in the NHL, the Maple Leafs beat the Boston Bruins 2-1, winning Game 6 last night in Toronto and forcing a Game 7 tomorrow night back in Boston. And that's what I have for you this morning.
Thank you very much, Kathy. Your Friday, it has finally arrived. We got some stuff going on today. We obviously have more money to give away. Good money yet. Don't miss your last chance to win before we head into the weekend. And then obviously we'll do it again next week. But just don't miss out going into the weekend with $1,000.
Come on.
That's a nice thing. We are also going to have a couple of guests this morning. So our good friend Kate Flannery is going to bring in our new friend, Creed Bratton, both from The Office. They are in town for the Fan Expo Philly, which is today through Sunday at Philadelphia or at the Pennsylvania Convention Center. A lot of great people are stopping by there, and Kate is going to swing by with Creed, and we'll spend some time talking.
I love that.
Yeah, which is going to be awesome. Looking forward to it. Today's a great experiment, man. I have to. I'm fasting because I have to get just a blood test,
right?
But for whatever it's for my yearly physical or whatever, and so no coffee this morning.
No coffee.
And I'm feeling it.
Are you?
I am feeling it, man.
So is it sort of a revelation how integral coffee is in getting you going?
Of what a slave I am
yeah.
to the coffee bean.
If you're anything like me, you're going to be a peach later this morning.
Right? I know.
I get a headache and get angry.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm hangry because I'm not eating anything.
Awesome.
So.
I'm looking forward to this morning.
Yeah, right? All right. So, but hey, listen, we got a lot of good stuff going on anyway. So we'll move forward with all that. And in fact, we need to name our coolest teacher from yesterday. So yesterday, randomly chosen by Casey Boy, was Lindenwold High School in Lindenwold, New Jersey. And we had the student body text in and let us know who they thought the coolest teacher was. And we have a definitive winner. We would like to congratulate the coolest teacher of the year at Lindenwold High School, Mr. Jeff Hanford.
Can you teach me?
Yeah.
Can you tell me all I need to know?
Mr. Hanford is a history teacher at Lindenwold. I really don't know much about him. We will try to find out a little bit later on, but we do know that he coaches softball.
There you go.
As well. So it always blows me away, some of these teachers that juggle their job and then a coaching job on top of that, or they do extracurricular stuff as well to fill up the other time that they don't have. But these are people that go above and beyond to help out the kids. So congratulations, Mr. Jeff Hanford, the coolest teacher of the year. Lindenwold High School, we have some prizes that we're going to set him up with. First of all, the coveted Preston and Steve Coolest Teacher of the Year coffee mug, and also going to give a $50 Dunkin' gift card and a $50 Visa gift card that is from College Ave. So congratulations, Mr. Hanford. That means we need to draw another school, and this means it's Steve Morrison's turn to go around the room.
I have already clipped one with my index and middle finger. That's not a commentary. And I'm going to announce it now, Preston.
All right, who you got?
It is Westchester East High School.
All right. Westchester East. This is what you need to do. And you get the whole weekend to vote.
That's right.
The Friday choice gets the weekend to vote. So Westchester East, this is very, very simple. All you have to do is text the word teacher to 39333. Don't text the teacher's name, none of that stuff. Just the word teacher to 39333. The link will be sent back to you, and then you vote. That's how it works, okay? So please let them know at Westchester East if you're a student, if you are a parent, or if you know someone who goes to Westchester East, just give them a heads up about this, that we are trying to find out who the coolest teacher of the past year has been. see if they can get in the announcements, and we'll find out who the winner is on Monday. Nick just pulled up a little bit of information about Westchester East, and apparently everybody in Jackass went to school there. Ryan Dunn, Bam Margera, Brandon DiCamillo, Jess Margera, Chris Rabb, and Rake Yon all went, and Darren Miller as well, who was in CKY. So they all went to Westchester East.
That's hilarious.
So that is the full-on Jackass and Bam school. So we need you guys to vote. And like I said, just text word teacher to the 39333. That's all you need to do. And we'll find out who the winner is on Monday. All right, let's take a quick break and come back and start giving things away. We'll have the connoisseur this morning, too, with lots of stuff for you to win. But we'll return with the stupid question and the entertainment report. Hang out on a Friday.
And that's your traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, so stupid question. We are going to give away as a prize today a float session in Halcyon Floats. And the question that I posed to you, in 1998, when Netflix mailed out their first movie DVD, what movie was it?
God almighty.
Yeah, 215-263-WMMR.
Seems like 100 years ago.
Call right now. I'll tell you this, it was not a movie that came out in 1998.
All right.
Well before that. So in 1998, when Netflix mailed out their very first movie DVD, what movie was it? 215-263-WMMR. Call if you know the answer. Today's third day of May, and we will mention some birthdays, starting with actor Bobby Cannavale.
Oh, like him a lot.
He's great. He was so good in the Ant-Man movies.
Hey, he scored Rose Byrne.
Are they? Yeah, that's right.
His wife, yeah.
She is stunningly beautiful. Great couple. He's great in Jumanji as well. Welcome to the Jungle. He was in that movie, and just tons of things throughout the years. But he celebrates his 54th birthday today. Christina Hendricks. You were just talking about her yesterday.
Yeah, she's going to be the love interest for Hannah in Hacks.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Or at least a fling.
She got her start in Mad Men. That's where her star began to rise.
A classic curvy,
yes,
Botticelli-esque. She has also one of the most, it's Driver, right, Case, with Ryan Gosling?
Baby Driver?
The one where he's the wheelman.
Yeah.
She has a brutal demise.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She is 49 years old today. Actor Dule Hill from West Wing and Psych and Casey, he was in Suits. He was in 35 episodes of that, so you'd probably recognize him.
I guess. See what this is. That a person? Is that a woman or a man?
It's a man.
Okay.
He is turning 49 years old today. He's a good-looking fella,
as you would imagine.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's a good-looking cast, right, all the way around.
Yeah,
of course.
Speaking of good-looking, Rebecca Hall, the actress, is 42. She was in, thank you, Iron Man 3. She's the one that develops that regenerating limbs.
Yeah, she's in a lot of stuff. She's in the Jurassic Kingdom as well, right?
Is she?
Yeah, she's in Kong.
Sorry?
Kong versus Godzilla.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's in that world.
She was in The Prestige and The Town, and she turns 42 years old today. And then Rachel Zegler, who played Maria in the West Side Story remake.
I dig that version. I dig that remake.
She is 23. She's also in Shazam! Fury of the Gods, which I still haven't seen. Fury,
and she's going to be Snow White.
Is she?
Yeah, that's right.
She is 23 today. It's also Christopher Cross's birthday today, Steve. Yeah. Ride Like the Wind and Sailing and what was the other one? Arthur's theme.
When you get caught between. Yeah.
Yep. He is celebrating his 73rd birthday today.
I just saw an interview with him. He's a really cool, down-to-earth guy.
I saw a video, and I've not watched it yet because so much stuff pops up on YouTube in your algorithm, and I want to click on it and go, but I go somewhere else. But I think apparently he's a pretty ripping guitarist.
He is a very good guitarist, which you would never know.
Yep.
He's on that YouTube channel the interviews with Rick Beato. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they did a big sit down, and that was brought up that the guy is a really damn good guitarist.
Wow. Well, happy birthday, Christopher Cross. Frankie Valli, one of the all-time greats, lead singer of the Four Seasons, and he turns 90 years old. We had a chance to actually chat with him one time. The Geeter set us up with the interview because they are old. They were old friends, obviously. With oh my God, why am I drawing a blank here?
Four Seasons?
No, anyway, but anyhow, Frankie Valli turns 90 years old today. It was a cool conversation. He's an older gentleman. He was really nice. He was early in the morning. And we had a chance to talk to him. So
that story, his story, is unbelievable. Yeah. And I actually didn't really know all of that until I watched the Clint Eastwood, the Jersey Boys.
Yeah.
All right. So I know Casey, you think the movie's not as good as the stage.
The stage show is perfect.
Yeah. But I thought the story was amazing.
He's 90 today. Then you have actress Pam Clemente, who played Manta in Guardians of the Galaxy. So she's a great character. She turns 38 years old.
She's also in the most recent Mission Impossible movie. Yeah, she's a baddie.
And then the last birthday I saw from the world of Dancing with the Stars, pro dancer Cheryl Burke.
Hey. I recently
turns 40. 40.
I recently saw her and I thought of you because you always loved her.
I did.
She looks different.
Uh-oh.
I mean, she doesn't look bad, but
Okay.
she definitely is having a little something done on the face.
She had, I know she had a substance abuse problem.
Yes.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
For a long
I didn't
time.
know
Yeah.
I don't know if it was booze or what, but she was going through some real issues, and I guess I always had a crush on her.
Yeah, I always liked her too. She had a good personality on the show as well.
She turns 40 years old today. All right, let's see if somebody knows the answer to the super question. In 1989, when Netflix mailed out their first movie DVD, what movie was it? 215-263. WMMR is the number, and we will go to Patrick, see if we can get a winner. Hi, Patrick. Good morning.
Hey, bitches.
Hey, what?
Patrick!
All right, what movie did Netflix mail out? Very first movie.
It was Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice is correct. Yeah. Hold on, Pat. Going to give you a float session. Halcyon Floats. You can give Mom the ultimate gift of relaxation for this Mother's Day with a float session from Halcyon Floats, Philadelphia's premier float center, and she can float her stress and pains away with the deepest level of inner peace and relaxation that there is. HalcyonFloats.com. Relax, recover, reset. So we got some things to mention. We'll start with the royal family. Prince Harry is apparently trying to fix things up with the rest of them, but it's not going great. He's extended an olive branch by inviting his family to the Invictus Games 10-year celebration in London. One small problem, though. No senior members of the royal family are expected to actually make an appearance.
I think he's missing the boat. He needs to do something a little bit more fun. I would invite them all to Top Golf.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Yes. We're having so much fun.
I've never actually driven a golf ball per se, but it's rather good fun.
Kate Middleton. I mean, they're a little busy.
I was holding the wrong end of the club.
Kate Middleton is currently undergoing cancer treatment. Prince William is still reportedly estranged with his brother. King Charles is also undergoing cancer treatment, but is expected to spend some time with Harry and wife Meghan later this summer.
Patty, could we order some pretzel bites?
So, maybe I think they'll eventually patch things up.
Especially with the health situations going on, I would like to think so.
Yeah.
Because you kind of look at it and you say, well, if they can do it, people who are going through similar situations can patch things up as well.
Yo, Steve, they got some mad ass snacks at
Do they?
Top Golf. Yeah,
Yeah, they do, actually.
really, really good.
Yeah.
So
the
like
donut holes.
They do have donut holes, and Casey, 3 different dipping sauces for the donut holes.
Yeah.
Steve, like the pretzel bites, they got a lot of different
I gotta go.
dipping sauces.
Yeah, it's some pretty solid
Dip my ass off.
nachos while I was there. So
Nachos are good.
All right, so speaking of health stuff, Ozzy Osbourne giving fans an update after a startling discovery. He was doing an interview and said that he is undergoing stem cell treatments after doctors discovered a tumor on his vertebrae.
Wow.
Now, I don't know much other than that. He had said, I've just come back from the doctor after having some stem cells put in me. He said, the thing is, you have it and you go, I don't feel that great, but I don't know what it would be like if I didn't have it.
I wonder is this a complication of his
Parkinson's?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Ozzy called the treatments, quote, pretty expensive. And that's really all that I know about that. Just that he had said that he has a tumor on his, the doctor discovered a tumor on his vertebrae. So I don't know much more.
It's just cancer of, I don't even know,
I don't know if it's
cancer
cancer
or whatever, but like Jimmy Johnson, he used to be the Eagles defensive coordinator.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that he had a mass on his
spine?
Yeah.
Vertebrae?
Okay.
I was talking with a family member yesterday about stem cell treatment, and stem cell treatment can be miraculous, but it can also affect different people differently. If you have a younger body versus an older body, Ozzy has been through the ringer over the years, so sometimes stem cell research takes its toll, especially if somebody's already been dealing with a bunch of other medical issues.
Wow, okay. Halle Berry joined a group of bipartisan senators on Thursday to announce new legislation to promote menopause research, training, and education. She said, I'm here because I'm standing up for myself, because I know that when a woman stands up for herself, she stands up for all women, and all women go through menopause. The bill, called the Advancing Menopause Care and Midlife Women's Health Act, is sponsored by a group of women, senators, and like I said, it's bipartisan, so it's got a lot of support. Berry told reporters that her own doctor even refused to say the word menopause to her.
Yeah, I was watching her talk about this, and she did it kind of in a smiling way, but she brought up a good point. I thought what she was saying had a lot of merit to it.
Yeah, she said, I said to him, you know why I'm having this issue, right? And he says, yes, I know. And she asked him why, and he responded, well, you tell me why you're having an issue. And after going back and forth, I finally realized that he wasn't going to say it. So I thought, okay, I'm going to have to do what no man can do. I have to say it. I said, I'm in menopause. The legislation's path forward in Congress remains unclear, but the goal at present is to get as many co-sponsors as possible before bringing the bill to Senate leadership. And the bipartisan showing on Thursday, along with the injection of celebrity, suggests that it could be get some further support in the upper chamber.
I can see like it's negotiating a minefield if you're a doctor. It's like, I'm sure I'm too young.
I'm too young to be in menopause.
Yeah, you can cause all sorts of stuff. So just trying to make it a little bit more accessible.
Yep. I thought this was pretty sweet. And actually, there's a menopause joke in this movie. The three child actors from the 1993 comedy classic Mrs. Doubtfire, Mara Wilson, Lisa Jacob, and Matthew Lawrence had a special reunion this week. The three haven't acted together in 3 decades, but they still have a special bond, apparently. Mara Wilson posted a photo of the three together on social media, and she wrote, so funny that the same week I went to San Francisco, I got to reunite with my Doubtfire siblings. It's always a joy to see Lisa and Matthew, she shared. Lisa got in on the love fest as well, sharing that Mara and Matthew still feel like my siblings, she said, even though 30 years after filming Mrs. Doubtfire. But for anybody hoping for an on-screen reunion, the original movie's director, Chris Columbus, says obviously without Robin Williams, they're not going to look to ever make a sequel to that.
Yeah, of course they can't. Did you see that there was a sort of a quasi, just one of the guys reunion?
No.
Yeah. So it was her, I'm having a brain fart.
Joyce Hauser.
Joyce Hauser, the guy who played the brother, who I thought was really a scene stealer. And a couple of us. I didn't see Billy Zabka, but there were a couple of them there. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I love it when they do that. One of the things that happened with COVID that was fun was when all these casts, we've talked about this before, got back together and they did Zoom meetings and interviews, or maybe they did, commentary while watching the movies and stuff like that. I love seeing those groups get back together. So Nick sent me this. This is hilarious. Shaquille O'Neal made a surprising admission about one of his self-care routines. Casey, he's got a lot in common with you. He said that he drops about $1,000 on pedicures, and he likes to get, quote, sparkles and designs on his toenails.
That's really funny.
I saw a picture of his toenails. It doesn't look like those things are ever tended to.
Really?
Yeah, they looked. Listen, they probably. It might not be his toe. It might be a picture of somebody else's toe.
Yeah, I was going to say, how do you know it's his?
Listen, Casey said, I give about $1,000 because I know my feet stink and I know they're ugly and I like to paint them.
He pays them $1,000?
Yeah. Have you ever? He's got money.
You know what?
Galore.
So a good friend of mine, or a friend of mine, was good friends with Shaquille O'Neal, and she would tell me how generous he was with everything that he did. He was almost like he was constantly like there was money flying around. Like if somebody needed something and they happened to be with them or in the room, sure, here, I'll buy it. Like that type of guy.
That's a good guy. We were looking at his Clydesdale-size feet. A couple of pictures up here on the screen, Kathy. That doesn't look like it's received any kind of great care, that foot.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. How do we know that's his? I'm looking at a picture of his pedicure, or what is supposed to be his pedicure, and it has like gold sparkle nail polish on it.
So he said, I paint that ass because it's ugly and I want it to look pretty.
Yeah.
And he explained that he first painted his toenails because of a suggestion from his mother, Lucille O'Neal. He said, true story. One time I had a toenail that was torn off and I wasn't going to play in the game. And he suggested that his mom seemed surprised that he'd let that keep him from competing. And I was like, I tore off my toenail. So she did something and then she put like some red polish on the thing. And I had 40 that game. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start painting my toenails. The admission caught O'Neill's co-host off guard on his podcast, and when asked if he paints them with solid colors or designs, he said he prefers the latter. He said, I do like sparkles and designs and all this stuff. You know, he said, just to make it look pretty because I have ugly, stinky feet.
You ever have a pedicure?
Yeah. One time I hated it. In a video shared on SportsCenter Instagram account, O'Neill can be seen showing off his royal blue toenails. So you got to look on SportsCenter's Instagram account if you want to see those.
All right.
O'Neill's pedicure revelation comes just after the 2024 NFL Draft, where top overall pick Caleb Williams showed off his manicured nails with one painted silver to match his girlfriend's silver dress. He said, I paint my nails. I wear unique things. It's me. You call it unique. I call it me.
Good for him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Harumph.
No, I knew that about Caleb Williams, too. He's going to be the quarterback for the Bears. It's just, I find it so funny, and people just lose their minds over this.
What?
It would just be a man painting
polish?
his nails.
Wait, for in rock, it's been the norm for decades.
I know, but how dare you be a quarterback or an athlete and you paint your nails?
Has there been a ruckus about this?
I wouldn't say a ruckus. No, but like, listen.
A brouhaha?
I know just from like painting my own nails, there are certain people out there that react to it. I don't, and it's like, listen, man, that's your hang up. And if it really bothers you, then I don't know what to do. I know what to tell you.
It's okay.
Yeah. Let it bother
you.
Yeah.
That's their deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd smashed my nail and it had gone black, and I told you guys I was going to paint my other ones.
Yeah.
My other nails black. I never got around to doing it, but you had told me, you were like, well, just get ready.
Yeah.
Like, people are going to say things to you.
Yes, they are.
Like, really?
Yeah. It's fine. Listen, there's a lot of types of people out there.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I'm not going to let you yuck my yum.
Thank you.
On Wednesday's Drew Barrymore show, Drew and a number of other guests were discussing sex lists of people that you've been intimate with. And Drew confessed to such a list and to forgetting it somewhere. She said it was a pen and paper list of all her partners, and it was written on the back of production notes for a movie that she was producing for Danny DeVito.
She wrote it down?
And then she left the notes at Danny's house. She said that he never did find them, though she did let him know how she screwed up. When asked if he would have known what the list was, like were there details, she said, no, it was just names, but full names that she had written down.
One of those names was in our studio recently. It was Tom Green.
Yes, that's right. Well,
They were married for a moment.
Absolutely, yeah. And she still apparently considers him a quasi one that got away.
Wow.
By the way, she is going to be on the rebooted version of Hollywood Squares. Drew Barrymore is. She will be the center square. The show will run Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, starting in January.
Interesting.
In a game show programming block that also includes The Price is Right at night at 8 p.m. and a new season of Raid the Cage, hosted by Damon Wayans Jr.
Hollywood Squares, if you're not familiar with the game, you usually put someone who is dynamic and quick on their feet comedically, like Paul Lynde. Mm-hmm. Gilbert Gottfried was in the center square. Drew Barrymore. I don't quite see it, but
who was the comedy writer with the red glasses? We had him here.
Bruce Valanche.
Bruce Valanche was the center square for a while. Yeah. So, but we'll have to see how that works out. But they apparently have tapped her.
I always dug that show.
As the center square.
But back in the day, if you had Alpha's center square, that was pretty good.
Alf was the center square for a while too. Yeah.
Meryl Streep is set to receive an honorary Palme d'Or at the opening ceremony of the Cannes Film Festival on May 14th.
We've determined that the Palme d'Or is basically a bloomin' onion, right?
Yeah, that's what it is. The Hollywood star will help kick off the 77th edition of the Grand Theater Lumiere. Meryl said in a statement, I am immeasurably honored to receive the news of this prestigious award. To win a prize at Cannes for the international community of artists has always represented the highest achievement in the art of filmmaking, and to stand in the shadows of those who have previously been honored is humbling and thrilling in equal part. I so look forward to coming to France to thank everyone in person this May. So she gets.
Shut up, woman.
And somebody had something to say about that. The final hosts and musical acts for the 49th season of Saturday Night Live have been announced. The last show of the season shows for the season are May 11th and May 18th, following Dua Lipa's turn hosting and performing on the show this weekend. So on May 11th will be Maya Rudolph. She'll be joined by Vampire Weekend as a musical guest.
It's one of my favorites.
This will be her third time hosting, while it will be the band's fourth time as a musical act. And then for the May 18th season finale, Jake Gyllenhaal is set to host for the third time as well.
Oh, they're going to have to do a Roadhouse.
Yep. He'll be joined by Sabrina Carpenter, who will be making her debut as a musical guest.
Steve, I just want to tell you that you said Vampire Weekend is one of your wife's favorite bands.
Yes.
One of my favorite songs of all time. I'm telling you, this is a top 10 song for me is a Vampire Weekend song.
Oh, there you go.
It's called Harmony Hall.
Yeah.
And it is, it's a perfect song.
It's a perfect song.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you this, Preston. Have you seen the movie Argyle?
No.
Dua Lipa has taken to acting and is now appearing in some things. Mm-hmm. She has one of the hottest, sexiest openings of a movie as a character in this movie. I didn't realize it was her. She's wearing a white wig, or maybe she dyed her hair or whatever, but she interacts with Henry Cavill in the beginning. And it's pretty amazing.
What does that stream on now? I can't remember. Is it
it's on Amazon, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I will have to take a peek-see. Hey, Cobra Kai Season 6 is getting a supersized send-off. This is their final season. As part of Netflix's Joke Festival, the streaming giant has announced that the final season of the popular series will consist of 15 episodes, with the season to be split into 3 5-episode blocks. So the first 5 episodes will premiere on July 18th. The second batch of 5 will premiere on November 28th. And the final 5 episodes of the series will premiere in 2025 with an exact date to be announced at a later date.
Are you cool with this, or is it too
like
much?
No, I like it. I think it's great because it will force us to not gobble it up so quickly and have it be gone so soon. So I like the idea of parsing it out a little bit.
Did you watch the trailer?
I've not watched it yet.
Okay.
I need to watch it this morning because we've watched each of the seasons multiple times. My household is a diehard Cobra Kai fan. Netflix has also released a teaser trailer, as Steve had said, so you can see that now. Paul Rudd and Nick Jonas are teaming up for a new musical comedy called Power Ballad. The movie is set to be directed by John Carney, who has a history of heading up musicals like Once and Sing Street. The movie will apparently follow the story of a wedding singer played by Rudd and a rock star played by Jonas and the songs that spring up between them. It's not going to be the first time for Nick Jonas to appear on screen. He's been in everything from Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, to The Good Half, which is due out later this summer. But that should be a good couple putting them together. So that's it for Blue Bloods. The police procedural is set to end after 14 seasons this December.
14 seasons for Blue Bloods.
Yeah.
I maybe seen, 10 minutes of one episode.
The first half of the season started back in February 15th this year. The second half of the final season is set to hit airwaves in October. They started airing in 2010 and followed the history of the fictional Reagan family who work in law enforcement. Stars Tom Selleck.
Mommy, I want some meatloaf.
Tom Selleck, Donnie Wahlberg, Bridget Moynihan, Will Estes, and Len Cariou.
I know you. You're Magnum P.I.
That's going to do it for that show.
Selleck played a good, as the patriarch of the whole thing, he's good. He's, he commands that attention.
Yep. Since the passing of O.J. Simpson a few weeks back, there's been renewed interest in him, and now a new 2-part documentary about his murdered wife. The Life and Murder of Nicole Brown Simpson is coming out on Lifetime, premiering less than 2 weeks before the 30th anniversary of the murders of Simpson and Ron Goldman. The documentary will feature stories from those who were closest to Brown and Simpson, new details and archival footage. The Life and Murder of Nicole Brown Simpson premieres on Lifetime June 1st and 2nd.
So many documentaries, so many things related to this crime to him.
Yep.
It's just staggering.
And then one last bit of entertainment news. Benedict Cumberbatch stars as the puppeteer father of a missing boy in the upcoming titled limited series called Eric.
Eric?
As he slowly starts to spiral out of control He places his faith in an imaginary creature that his son created, believing that getting the creature Eric on television will bring his son home. So the series debuts on Netflix May 30th.
Sounds Pinocchio-ish.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. All right, we got new movies that are opening. It's a Friday, so let's tell you about it. All right, opening this week in The Fall Guy, an action comedy, stars Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt, Aaron Taylor Johnson. He's a stunt man, and like everyone in the stunt community, he gets blown up, shot, crashed, thrown through windows, and dropped from the highest of heights, all for our entertainment. And now, fresh off an almost career-ending accident, this working-class hero has to track down a missing movie star, solve a conspiracy, and try to win back the love of his life while still doing his day job. What could possibly go right? It is 2 hours and 6 minutes long, rated PG-13. Wide theater release, and the Rotten Tomatoes score is 85%.
Nice. Yeah.
We also have Unfrosted. It's a comedy starring Jerry Seinfeld, Melissa McCarthy, and Jim Gaffigan. Michigan, 1963, Kellogg's and Post, sworn cereal rivals, race to create a pastry that will change the face of breakfast forever. A tale of ambition, betrayal, sugar, and menacing milkmen. It's an hour and 33 minutes long, PG-13. It's streaming on Netflix. Rotten Tomatoes score 20%. Yeah. Then you have Tarot. It's a horror mystery starring Spencer Cohen, Anna Hallberg, and Harriet Slater. When a group of friends recklessly violate the sacred rule of tarot readings, never use someone else's deck, they unknowingly unleash an unspeakable evil trapped within the cursed cards. One by one, they come face to face with fate and end up in a race against death to escape the future foretold in their readings. Hour and 32 minutes long, rated PG-13, wide theater release. Rotten Tomatoes score a 10%. That's a tanking one.
It's a bad one.
All right, now we have the clips. We're Here features former Drag Race contestants traveling to small towns and recruiting locals to participate in one-night-only drag shows. And in this clip, Season 4 cast member Sasha Velour talks about who inspired her to love drag.
Figures like Sylvia Rivera, who stood up, claimed drag as this important part of trans expression, and said, like, we as a queer community need to pay more attention to the full community and all the people that includes. And that to me is what drag is. It is this art form, but it's also this political protest.
Fabulous! A new episode of We're Here airs tonight on HBO.
Anybody else watch this show?
No.
It's really, really good.
Okay.
And what I like about it is that they make themselves really vulnerable, and they go into places that might not accept drag or gay or queer or whatever. But then they find allies where you don't expect them, and it's a nice slice of Americana. It's really well done. I think it's touching and a good show.
The surface, it seems a little like Tu Wong Fu.
A little bit
come to life. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm getting? Blue Bloods.
Blue Bloods.
Little Blue Bloods.
I'm feeling a little Blue Bloods.
I think Reagan Steve was a fan of this one too.
Where's my mascara?
All right, here's our next clip. Sugar follows a noir detective who believes in the good in people and taps into his past experience with detectives. Here, Colin Farrell describes how his character is different than others in the genre. Here we go.
Unlike the majority of characters in noir pieces that I've seen, he wasn't hard-boiled, he wasn't jaded, he wasn't kind of cynical in any way. He had this sense of hope and belief in the fundamental good of human beings, and this kind of wonder that he looked at everything, something that people would perceive as beautiful, something that people would perceive as broken, he looked at with the same kind of wonder. And so that was a lovely starting point for the character, you know?
Doesn't he talk funny?
I love his accent. There are a variety, you know, we all have, there are dialects of any country. But the way Colin Farrell speaks, his Irish, I just like that. It's very crisp. It's very, you know.
So I ask you for a second to ponder. That is the actor who played the Penguin.
Yeah, I
in
know.
Batman.
I know, it's
Which
crazy.
is astonishing.
I think he's an underrated actor.
He's a great actor.
He's
He
excellent.
really is.
And did you watch yet, Preston, The Banshees of Inisherin?
No.
It's really good.
I hear it's
is,
brilliant.
And his character is so great. Like
And he can't understand.
Yeah.
Casey, did it put you in mind of a Celtic Blue Bloods?
Yeah, it did. That's pretty funny.
By the way, in the description that I read for this movie Sugar, which by the way airs tonight on Apple TV Plus, I saw 2 words we can add to the Jackie Bam Bam list next time we have him. Noir and genre.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Yeah, we got to play that game again. Words with Jackie Bam Bam.
Dude.
All right, that's it in the entertainment report. But looky, on our Xfinity Mobile guest line, we have our coolest teacher of the year.
Wow.
And we had reached out or put the word out to Lindenwold High School to let us know who they thought the coolest teacher of the year. They got back to us and they said it was Mr. Jeff Hanford. Ladies and gentlemen, we give you Mr. Jeff Hanford this morning. Jeff, good morning.
Man, you guys rock.
Oh, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Congratulations to you, by the way.
Thank you. I really appreciate you guys.
No problem. You need to appreciate those students because they apparently think pretty highly of you, you know?
Absolutely. Without them, so I can't do any of this without them. So big love to my guys over here.
All right. So just a little bit about you. Did you grow up in the area?
I'm originally from Washington Township, but I live in Bucks County now. So I do about an hour and 15 every day to LA.
Wow. Okay. So how long you been teaching?
Since the building opened, this is my 23rd year here, but 25th overall.
Yeah. Jeff, I brought this up yesterday. So it's a relatively new school, right? And did another school close, or how did Lindenwold end up being a new school in this district?
Thank you. Lindenwold was Lindenwold was a break off of Lower Camden County, and the good folks of the community really lobbied hard to get their own school. And 23 years ago, they wound up finding the funding, and they put it together.
Nice.
By the way, Jeff, yesterday's teacher was a history teacher as well, which is kind of interesting that you guys would be, deemed the coolest teacher. I mean, history is I believe it's got to be tough to make it interesting for the kids that maybe they're going, why do I need to know this? You know what I mean? Just learning about the past. But you find a way to make it interesting to them?
Well, we kind of do our best to try to make it real-world application. It's ironic, like I said, there's nothing new in the world. So, history's constantly repeating itself. So we do our best. My guys would probably agree with you in the most part that they're not thrilled about history, but,
I was always a fan. I mean, it's kind of a cheat, but a lot of times movies can get, when you can sort of see it, even if it's not completely accurate a lot of times, it's sort of a step off and it makes you want to explore things further. But I listen, whatever you're doing, it's working because you nailed it.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I look at it this way. I'm top 2, but not 2.
Oh, okay.
That's the way I look at it.
All right. Well, listen, Jeff, as a thank you from the kids, we are going to give you the official Preston Steve Coolest Teacher coffee mug. We're going to give you a $50 Dunkin' gift card and a $50 Visa gift card from our friends at College Ave. So congratulations, bud.
Well, thank you so much. And Gadzooks, you guys rock.
Thanks, bud. We appreciate it. All right, there he goes, our coolest teacher. Mr. Jeff Hanford from Lindenwold High School. And up next is Westchester East High School. Who's it going to be? If you go to school there, who do you think should be the one that gives us a call next week? Text the word teacher to 39333 if you go to Westchester. Westchester East, that is. That's all you have to do. Just text the word teacher. Not the teacher's name, none of that stuff. The word teacher to 39333 and you can get it going. All right, we are going to take a break. We'll come back in a second. Don't forget, we got $1,000 coming up at 8 a.m. Good money it and more on the way. Stay put.
33 WMMR.
Never heard of those times.
Me neither.
Was it Dr. Bobolina? Dr. Bob Bobolina?
That's right.
Bob Dobalina.
Bob Dobalina. That was it, yeah.
Mr. Bob Dobalina.
You know what? I was in the middle. We were doing something the other day. I forgot. It was a serious story that I was reading. And Nick, I couldn't help but think about Tina Babolina.
Tina Babolina. Yeah. Tina Babolina.
Who was the skater?
Ty Babylonia.
Ty Babylonia.
Yes.
And
Tina Babolina.
I kept thinking Tina Babolina. I don't know why.
And then once it's in your head, there's no.
We say a lot of things.
Yes.
But I was stifling laughter the entire time that I was trying to get through that. So, that was nice. All right, it is the weekend. We've got guests coming up. We've got Good Money Yet. We've got the connoisseur later on. So if we don't do this now, we're never going to do it. It's time to clean out the junk drawer.
The junk drawer. Preston's cleaning out his junk drawer. Getting things out of his junk drawer. Finding stuff stuff here in the junk drawer.
All right, let me dig in here, see what we can find.
Louder!
Very, very messy. All right, here's a good one. So, the Franklin Institute, the giant heart.
Yes.
It has been there for 70 years, is going to be closing to the public on May 6th, but it will reopen in November. They're gonna redo the whole thing.
They're gonna stall the heart.
Yes, it's going to be the centerpiece of a new permanent exhibit about the human body, the name of which has not been unveiled.
Butthole. That's the new attraction.
As each person walks through the door, it triggers a sound, and that's what you hear is all day long.
So dark in here.
I mean, honestly, these things are designed to entertain children. I think.
Oh, butthole would be a home run, right?
Yeah.
So I always dug the heart. And in fact, having had a number of, obviously you can rent out the facility for different charity functions and stuff like that.
Weddings.
Yeah, weddings, Nick.
Yeah.
They'll include this room and the heart as part of the attraction.
It was a lot of fun. I had my wedding reception at the Franklin Institute, and it was a great time. And Steve, they opened that part of the hall for, hors d'oeuvres and stuff, and you could walk through the heart. So I had guests from the wedding walking through the heart. It was neat.
So the Franklin Institute will be closing its electricity exhibit permanently on May 6th to make space for the human body exhibit.
Is that where Butthole is going?
That's where Butthole will be. The giant heart, which debuted in 1954.
I didn't realize it goes back that far.
It was a labor of love for physician Mildred Pfeiffer, who worked with a medical illustrator and engineer to design the 28-foot wide and 18-foot high heart out of wood, paper mache, and chicken wire. That was what it was originally made out of.
Okay, they clearly upgraded that.
Some people never forget the thumping sound within, kissing their first crush inside of the walls, or the distinctive smell, apparently.
Well, we can up the game at Butthole.
Well, the original heart had descriptions of the smell had ranged from general funk to belly button.
Oh, all right.
That's apparently what people thought of when they went in the original heart.
You know, you raised something that I never thought it actually is perfect. Your first kiss inside the heart.
Isn't that sweet?
Yeah.
So the heart was refurbished and rebuilt with fiberglass in 1979 and has undergone several upgrades since, the most recent of which was in 2020. The previously computer-generated noise of a beating heart was replaced with the real sounds of a human heart, and the exhibit got new lighting and a new paint job as well. The flooring was also replaced, which removed the distinctive smell so many recall. So it was the flooring.
Oh, is that? Oh,
that made
okay.
it
Well, that makes
stink.
sense, yeah.
Conservation work will once again be done on the heart while it's off view to the public later this year, but it will remain in its current location during the exhibit transformation.
Speaking of smell, they changed the paper towels in our bathrooms. Have you guys noticed that?
I have not.
So A, they are a lot thinner, okay, so they don't get the job done. But B, they got a weird smell to them.
Like unpleasant?
Yeah.
I didn't notice.
Because I do this thing. I'm
going to go get one.
Yeah,
right
go get one. Because usually, like when after I wash my hands, I dry them. And then I need another towel to dry them again. And
you sure you're not whiffing lingering dookie?
And then what I do is I don't know why I do this, but I wipe my face with the moist towel.
Oh,
and it's got a scent to it.
So I think Kathy would object to the protocol that you're following. You dry your hands, and then you clean your.
With what I consider to be clean.
Well, yeah,
moist.
if you've already washed your hands, you've already gone over them with soap and everything. So they're at that point they're clean.
And it's not
Just
like
saying,
I
you're
don't
running
really
a hepatitis risk.
I guess you're right. But you know what, Press?
What?
This is what the paper towels used to be.
Okay. So you want me to smell the paper towels?
Yeah, good. Sniff the bag.
We actually have a paper towel museum.
There's no scent at all.
Pretty standard, right?
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
I don't smell anything.
All
in
right,
there.
just you wait until Nick gets back in here, and while you wait,
All right. Question though.
Yes.
Does the towel need to be moist? Does it need to be wet in order to get the scent?
Good question.
I have some water here. If we need it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
A friend of mine has a faucet. We can use it.
All right, Nick's back, and we're gonna smell the towels.
I smell the. Sounds like
the paper towels.
Sounds like a thrash metal album. Smell the towel.
Smell the glove was, of course, Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Thank you.
So
Thank you.
quality-wise, you got two there, right?
Yeah.
So take one and just. I got this for you.
This smells.
They feel identical.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have two of them. Hang on.
The one difference is one has positive traction and the other doesn't.
See if you can tell by hearing which one I have.
That is the original, and that's the new.
I don't smell anything.
I don't, my sense of smell. You guys know how I am. I don't think it smells.
I really don't.
Like
I wanted
nothing.
to. Yeah. I got nothing.
I want to live in your world, but I'm smelling the same.
Right. I'm going back to the lingering dookie comment that Steve had.
Hang on a second. Let me go to the other.
Okay. You know what we were talking about? The heart at the Franklin Institute.
Right, yeah.
That's what we were talking about. So,
and then the investigation ended.
The museum's live dissections, which, and I didn't know this, it says the museum's live dissections, which are held just outside of the heart, will resume at another location in the museum on May 11th. Well, that's what I was going to ask. Are they cutting stuff up in front of people?
I never saw that.
No, I don't remember that.
Are they?
There's like videos there. It's not. They're not actually.
Well, they're saying live dissections taking place. I guess maybe like you'd see in a high school, like in a lab.
I don't know.
Biology lab.
The new exhibit on the human body that the giant heart will be the centerpiece of is one of 6 new permanent exhibits that are planned to replace 12 existing ones at the Franklin Institute. So they're doing some big moves over there.
I love.
It's great.
I love going there. You know what? A guilty pleasure. I love their souvenir shop.
Yeah.
I love walking around that thing.
Wow, they do mystery dissections, live dissections, including things like a cow eye, a sheep heart. So like full on live dissections of animal parts. And,
wow.
And they do it right by where the heart is.
Preston. And then what they do is they put toothpicks in them and hand them out like at Costco.
Those samples. Is that bourbon chicken?
Yeah.
No, it's cow eye.
I was talking to our friend Stephanie, who works at the Franklin Institute, and she's the one who brings in Derek Pitts. And she was saying, Preston, talking about the changes that you just alluded to, where it's going to go from like 12 to 6 or whatever. They're going to completely redo a lot of like the layout within the Franklin Institute. So those 6 exhibits are going to take up a lot more space and be more free flowing and open. There's going to be a lot of changes over the next 3 or 4 years. But the intent is to make it or continue for it to be like world class, for it to be a destination for people to come to.
It always is. When people come into the area, I have friends from out of the area. We always hit the Franklin.
Yeah, same. But they have to reinvent too. They got to keep people coming back.
Yeah, Nick, they said they're replacing 12 existing ones with 6.
Yeah.
So they're making them a lot better.
Well, we know one, butthole, but the other 5.
Butthole.
Yeah.
All right. Let me go back in the junk drawer. All right, here's one. Universal Orlando has officially announced Super Nintendo World as part of its upcoming Universal Epic Universe theme park.
Right. This makes sense.
So, Super Nintendo World will feature Super Mario Land and Donkey Kong Country.
Didn't we see it?
And open the park in 2025. No, I don't remember seeing that.
Not finished. Seeing that when we walked by a few areas last year that were completely under construction, and I think our tour guide told us that that's what was coming.
I think it was actually adjacent to the E.T. ride.
Okay, I don't remember where it was.
So this is a whole other park. This is not just a ride. This is a whole other. It's part of their upcoming Universal Epic Universe theme park.
Are they doing it within the parameters of the existing park, or is it adjacent to?
It'll be. You know how they have. There's 2 parks.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So they're adding another one.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah, from what I understand.
Wow.
Yeah. So Super Mario Land will feature, unless I'm wrong about this, but I thought that it was
they're evacuating the actual residential area of Orlando.
Oh, that's what they're doing. Super Mario Land will feature Mario Kart, Bowser's Challenge, a ride-through experience that brings the Mario Kart video game series to life, Yoshi's Adventure, a family-friendly ride through Mushroom Kingdom, Toadstool Cafe, and more.
Mario!
Donkey Kong Country will allow guests to explore the lush, tropical landscape from the video's game series. Attractions include Minecart Madness, a first-of-its-kind family coaster inspired by the game's minecart levels. Super Nintendo World will also... be one of 5 imaginative worlds at Universal Epic Universe. So yeah,
wow, okay,
yeah, it's a entirely different section. That place is just huge. This will open in 2025. Super Nintendo World previously launched at Universal Studios Japan in 2021, Universal Studios Hollywood in 2023. Man, it's crazy how that expands. Disney continues to expand. How and at what point does it stop? I mean, I'm all for it. It's great, but that's just big.
Well, that's why they are where they are, because the potential for expansion was always part of it.
And they won't stop, because that's why they continue to be one of the most popular places to visit in the world.
I can't wait till the park touches the edges of Bala Cynwyd.
Yeah. So look for that next year, 2025.
Well, and this is what they do too. They take old attractions down and they'll put, new ones up, new ones that are going to attract people.
This is a super smart thing, though. This is a whole nother.
This is additional.
No, I know, but I'm just saying that's their that's what they're doing. Whether they're expanding into new places or pulling down.
It's like the addition of Butthole. It's what you add to. But I think to own Nintendo this way, Kathy, because it's still a raging success.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, let me go back in here. Lots of stuff in the junk drawer. All right, the most popular streaming services. There's a list of this, so it's important to note that not all of the services are available in all of the same places, and some have been around for quite a lot longer than others, so they've built up big memberships compared to the newer services like Apple TV Plus. But I have the list of the top 10 most popular and the numbers of subscribers of services, streaming services in the world. So, number one, Netflix, of
Has
course.
to be, yeah.
269.9 million subscribers.
And we were talking earlier about the first movie they sent out in the red mailer, which was Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
And then in an act of desperation, they changed, because they're about to go completely under, they changed to the streaming model and set the model.
Wow.
For everyone.
Number two is Amazon Prime, which has over 200 million subscribers. Then Disney Plus is third. With 150.2 million.
Do you know what they're talking about doing? And with some of these other lesser successful services is allowing Netflix to take some of their original content. In other words, instead of fighting it, they're going to spread it around a little bit. So what you're basically going to get is like the old style of television production, which was these production companies would make shows and they'd sell them to ABC or NBC or CBS.
Okay.
So they're going to do that because if you're not in that top 4 or 5 streamer list, then you're losing money.
And different versions of that have been happening already, Steve. Like, The Office and Parks and Rec. You used to be able to stream them on Netflix, and now you have to have Peacock in order to watch them. But then Peacock finds ways to make it a little bit more alluring because they add, 10 minutes or found footage of The Office or whatever. So all of them are looking for ways to get people to subscribe.
And to stay with it and not do the a la carte sort of thing.
The fourth most popular is Max, which has 97.7 million. Paramount Plus at 71 million. Hulu is sixth with 48.5. I thought that would be a little higher.
Yeah.
Number 7 is Peacock at 34. ESPN Plus is eighth with 26 million. And then you have Apple TV Plus at number 9, which I thought that would be a lot higher too. They have 25 million subscribers. Yeah.
It's not an expensive
And there's
one.
good stuff on Apple TV Plus. They have some great series on there.
What I don't quite understand is they are now marketing Hulu and Disney TV Plus or Disney Plus and ESPN. And more of that content is on, if it's on one, it's on the other.
It's bundled.
Yeah, it's bundled, but it's not just that, Steve. It's not like if you buy one, you get all free.
Right.
Like, you can watch stuff on Disney Plus that originally aired on Hulu, but now you don't even have to go over to the Hulu platform to watch it on Disney Plus.
Oh, because I was going to say I do the Hulu Live, and so some of those other subscriptions come with it. And you are right, there are shows that originated on one of the platforms, but I can just stay with Hulu and watch it right on there.
It is weird still for me watching live sports on any of them. Like Max has had a lot of the hockey and basketball playoffs, and
I get all the games on Hulu Live. Yeah.
Where do you watch your snuff films? Mostly, Kathy.
Number 10 is Stars, by the way.
Stars!
In case you were curious, those are the most popular ones. All right, back into the drawer. All right, Mother's Day is coming up, and DoorDash wants to give moms exactly what they want this Mother's Day, some time back for themselves. They're giving away free babysitting for a full year to one lucky mom.
So like a DoorDash driver comes over and sits?
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll take that.
Yeah, where's the little bastard?
No, actually, it's not that way. So here's how you enter to win. You need to order flowers on DoorDash on Mother's Day weekend to do this.
Okay.
Use the promo code GIFTOFTIME when checking out. As long as you spend $30 or more, you'll be entered to win. And the year of babysitting comes in the form of a prepaid Visa gift card for $4,800.
Wow.
And this comes off of a study of most moms, what they really want for Mother's Day is they just want a break.
Yeah.
They just want some time off. Rochelle, I was talking to her about, all right, what do you want to do? Kids, Mother's Day, blah, blah, blah. and she just wants us to clean the house.
A divorce.
She's like, I just want a divorce.
An apartment in the
I want
city.
to be free of this. I want to watch my YouTube DIY videos and be left alone.
So DoorDash is also celebrating Mother's Day by giving away a well-deserved day off to one mom in every state as well. And I don't know what form that comes in, but you can do that through DoorDash. Oh, one winner in each state gets a prepaid Visa card for $200.
Oh, all right. Okay.
So I guess you'll be in the running for that too.
Yeah, I think having your day, I think, probably makes the best gift, you know?
Yeah.
Do what you want.
Yeah.
Go around and sample the smells of various
buttholes?
No, buttholes, but you could do that. Paper towels.
Paper towels, you can do that. I like for Father's Day, I'm like, just let me
leave me alone.
Let me go play golf.
Show your love for me by leaving me alone.
Yeah, give me the day, and I don't have to do anything, no responsibilities. That's all that I want. All right, what else?
Even I believe you're going through it. Imagine if you had a junk drawer that made that kind of noise.
That cacophony.
Actually walk inside.
All right, so how about this? This is kind of weird. Bumble, the app, the dating app.
Yes.
Came out in 2014. It stood out because it had women make the first move. That was the whole thing. I don't know.
I didn't realize that.
Squat about these apps, but apparently that's what the hook was to this one.
I've been happily married for 71 years.
But now the dating app is doing away with that defining feature as part of a relaunch. It includes several changes. Bumble announced that as of this week, they are adding something called opening moves. And it's a feature that will let women set a question, either one Bumble offers or one that they create themselves, that all their matches can answer to get the conversation going. That means that a guy can be the first one, can be the one to respond. So he'll be sending the first message in that particular case.
I see. So we're looking at an example here. A message Alex first to see if they reply to your opening move. And this question here is, who's your dream dinner party guest? Okay. Real or fictional? So I see I think that even these dating sites are finding that a lot of people are going back to the original, going out, meeting people, work, whatever, right? We've heard surveys that a lot of them are sort of scrambling to get people to sign up for these. And also because a lot of people have met people.
Yep.
This is the only one I was ever on, was Bumble. And I did it because I didn't, I felt like if somebody was interested in me, they could pursue it that way.
Yeah.
And essentially, like, Instagram ended up being a dating app. Because you can meet so many people through Instagram, you can direct message them or whatever. And so I think, Steve, to your point, like, apps that already exist are also dating apps. And so apps like Bumble, like, they're just not as necessary anymore.
Right. You can slide into people's DMs.
Well, yeah. I mean, I know it's kind of a joke, but it happens every single day, all the time, and it's an effective way to meet people.
But that's different. I feel like Instagram is different because it's used for other things. Like when, this is just for dating.
Yeah, it's both.
I was trying to convince a friend of ours it's a common friend we all have, to go onto a dating app, and she refuses. She's like, absolutely not.
Write down.
I
can say it on air.
I got my hair done the other day.
Why are you writing that down? And what's the reasoning behind that?
I don't. She was like, nope. I don't know. I didn't get into because we were just talking quickly while the dye was in my hair, and she was mixing somebody else's up, and she just said, nope, I won't do it. Because I asked her, I said, are you dating anybody? No. And I said, you don't do the dating apps, right? And she was like, absolutely not. I'm not doing it.
I wonder how many people might avoid doing it. Because I've talked to people who've met through a dating app, and I didn't know that until I asked, how'd you guys meet? I met through an app, They kind of sheepishly admit
the stigma.
that.
Yeah.
But some people might feel embarrassed by saying that, and I don't know if that
feel like it's
holds
such
someone back.
the way of the world now. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like why? And I asked her, well, then how are you meeting people? She said through friends and going out. So like the old school way.
I bought her from Russia.
But I don't know. I just think back to, when I was younger and you're like, well, I wonder if he's single. Well, should I give it a shot? Maybe like at least when you're on the app, it's like, this is why we're both here. We both agree to give it a shot and to go on a date. You know what I mean? There's no I'm sure there's other awkwardness, but I don't know. I just feel like
this person you're mentioning, by the way, is like the Kentucky Derby of it's a big win for someone who, it's shocking to hear that this person's having difficulty finding a partner.
I agree.
Kathy, by the way, so you're right. So the thing about the abs is it knocks a couple of things off the. You can mark off the question marks on a couple of things immediately.
Wait, I know how we got the conversation started. I got to tell you. So there's a Facebook page called "Are We Dating the Same Guy?"
Oh.
And so we were looking. It popped up, and so we were looking through it, and some of the comments. Oh my God, it was. I was hysterical laughing. I ended up reading them like for the rest of the time while I was sitting at the salon because it was so funny. I mean, people blasting guys out there.
Is the purpose to actually see if someone is
yep,
cheating?
And if somebody's like dating multiple people at the same time, and, or maybe even married. Like someone was like, "Hey, he's married. He lies. Don't go for it." But like posting their pictures.
Oh, we got to reach out.
Yeah, we need to do that.
It's interesting.
Hey, Kathy, is this person going to be a part of Kathy's Cuts on Monday?
No,
Okay.
because that person is running in Broad Street the day before.
Okay. All right. Well, I have
pretty much said who it is.
I have one more thing I need to find in the junk drawer here. All right. Desperate college students. There are scammers that are reaching out to job seekers that are college students that are trying to make some extra money with promises of high-paying work. The scams even pretend to be professors or have a connection to the university where they go. They then trick the student into accepting a check, which bounces, but not before the fraudsters have access to the victim's bank account, allowing them to make off with their money.
There you go.
How about that?
You're super eager to get work. You're right. You're in the job market for the first time. You don't fully know the ins and outs, and so they're preying upon these kids.
The scams have become so common, the Federal Trade Commission has published warnings about them. In a statement, the FTC noted the scammers might send emails that look like they're from someone in your community, like a professor or an office at your college. And they said if you apply, they'll mail you a check to deposit at your bank. They'll then ask you to send some of the money to another account. They tell you a convincing story, but the check is fake. And the whole thing is a scam. The check will eventually bounce, and the bank will want you to repay the money that you withdrew. Meanwhile, the scammer will have walked away with the money that you sent them at that point.
People are such bastards, man. Yeah.
So the recent college graduates that are desperate for jobs are making them the ones that are especially susceptible to targets of these particular scams. The number of job recruiting scams reached new height last summer, but they have continued to proliferate. So,
if you're looking for Job Donkers, I think is the one that is the most reliable. It's the one we created.
Donked it. Thank you, Job Donkers. All right. That's the last item. Just a couple of things to clear out in the junk drawer. We're going to begin the connoisseur later on.
Preston's closing up his junk drawer. There's nothing left here in the junk drawer. Until next time, that was the junk drawer.
We're going to get to, like I said, connoisseur later on, but when we return, we got you shot at $1,000, folks. Your first one for today, so do not miss that opportunity with good money, and we'll get some B-File stories too, so stay there. We'll be right back.
Enter traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
WMMR Philadelphia. It's time for a Good Money It keyword.
Yes, it is, and that the word is premium, Premium. We'll give you until 15 minutes after the hour to enter it. 3 ways for you to do that. You can enter it at WMMR.com, through the MMR app, or you can text it the special contest short code number, which is 45911. One random entry wins $1,000 in this company-wide contest, and each winner gets a call from Beasley, so make sure you answer your phone. Contest rules at WMMR.com, and it is sponsored by McLaughlin Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. That word again is premium. Premium. Come and get that money.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you this morning by Coors Light. Join us, the Preston and Steve Show, for the official opening of the Jersey Shore. Live from Keenan's in North Wildwood. Friday, May 24th, starting at 6 a.m. from our friends at Coors Light. Choose chill at the Jersey Shore. All right, we're starting with this, man. This has happened a bunch of times in the past several months, but another house exploded.
Yeah.
This one in New Jersey, by the way. It happened just after 7 p.m. in South River, Middlesex County. Officials said the emergency responders arrived on the scene. They found 2 victims suffering from serious injuries. 62-year-old Kevin Gilbert succumbed to his injuries and was pronounced dead at the scene.
Jeez.
The cause of the explosion is unknown at this time. Video over the scene shows the house has been leveled with debris blown in all directions. Pieces of the house could also be seen in the backyards of neighboring homes. It's not clear if any of those neighboring homes were damaged. All gas lines in the neighborhood have been shut down and neighbors have been evacuated, and a digging crew has been brought in to get debris from the explosion out of the way to access the gas lines. It's crazy.
What is weird, Preston, is that all of the houses that have this has happened, there's been a couple of them over the past, year.
Yeah.
They have been this. They've been completely demolished. Now, I have a button on the wall of my house that is a self-destruct button.
Okay.
I put a piece of tape over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to be careful.
Yeah.
So watch out when you have that in the home. All right, a 20-year-old man is behind bars charged with launching a fried chicken fusillade at his sister during a domestic clash in the Florida's residence that they share.
Fried chicken?
Yeah, the poultry pelting occurred Sunday in the Clearwater home of Kanye Medley and his sibling. During a verbal altercation, Medley grabbed a bag of Church's chicken from his sister and began throwing pieces of the chicken at her. One piece of the fried chicken hit the victim in the back of the and left debris of food on her shoulders, a patrolman reported.
So, judging by the splatter pattern, the assailant was quickly, I can see he was standing here. I would go with fried chicken, I think, and I'd go with extra crispy if you're looking to make it a weapon.
Yeah, and especially a leg.
Yeah.
It's almost like one of those German grenades.
Exactly.
You can throw it at
a potato masher.
So after being read his rights, Medley reportedly admitted throwing 2 pieces of chicken, one of which hit her. The motive for the chicken winging? Medley stated he did this because he had not eaten and did not want the piece of chicken that the victim offered him, so he became upset.
He was hangry.
That is it. He was definitely, besides his hangry defense, Medley was arrested for domestic battery, a misdemeanor, and booked into the county jail. Medley was arrested earlier this year for allegedly biting and strangling his sister and slamming a door in her arm and striking her with a piece of wooden decor as well.
Sounds like a prince.
Mm-hmm. A man has been accused of murder. This is horrible. After getting into a fight and then chewing off portions of the victim's face
Dear God.
at a bus stop as police arrived at the scene. It was around 4:45 a.m. Sunday. Colin Sheck was arrested in Vegas on Las Vegas Boulevard after cops received a report of 2 men fighting. When officers found the 2 men, one of them was found unresponsive and bleeding from his head. Officers also found Check kneeling on the ground next to the victim with, quote, biological matter in his hair, mouth, and on his clothing. He reportedly told officers the victim had attacked him and that he was homeless after cops had spotted him eating the ear and an eyeball of the other man.
Christ. So you remember we've had a couple cannibalism things, and usually is some sort of drug-related thing like bath salts. And this was just he was peckish.
I don't know about that. No, I think he said he was tweaking.
Oh well, there you go.
Paramedics dashed to the severely injured victim, reportedly identified as Kenneth Brown, to a local hospital where he was later pronounced dead. Brown had a large cut to the part of his head. He was missing an eye and an ear. Check had reportedly been falling in and out of consciousness while he was in police custody. He told officers he had been awake for 5 days straight because something was possessing him.
Let me ask you, Preston, you have to fast before your blood test. As the show progresses, do you think you might entertain the notion of eating Casey's face?
At this point,
yeah,
maybe. I'm getting pretty damn hungry. The killer also told detectives that he used his teeth to hurt the victim, adding he used his teeth to eat the man's eyeballs and ears.
Oh, I'd skip those.
Sheck was arrested on a charge of open murder. That is just insanely disturbing.
Brutal.
All right, something a little less disturbing. A cat rescue received a box with a note that said the sender found this kitten while on a walk. But Sierra Pacific Fur Babies discovered a big surprise. California-based organization specializes in rescuing cats and kittens on euthanasia lists and strays from local shelters across the state. And David Loop and Sierra Pacific Fur Babies received a box dumped off at their office. The box was covered by a blanket, which revealed a note. When removed, the note read, "Kitten found in Mount Ribideau hiking path." When Loop opened the flaps, there was an animal that he indeed said looked like a kitten with some differences. He said instantly, "I'm pretty sure this is a bobcat."
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Immediately, he contacted a local wildlife center for some help. The center estimates the bobcat's about 3 or 5 weeks old, so it was a kitten. Since the video has been transferred to California Wildlife Center, a rehabilitation facility that is home to 2 other bobcat kittens, he will learn the bobcat ways, readjust, and eventually get released back into the wild.
They're beautiful animals. Yeah, I used to see them when we lived in Thousand Oaks, California. I'd see bobcats pretty frequently.
And then finally, in Tennessee, an 18-year-old pizza delivery driver was shot at multiple times while on the job after he accidentally parked in the wrong driveway.
I think that's a killable offense.
Caden Wheeler, an 18-year-old high school student, is still processing what happened to him. The Domino's employee was on his first and only delivery of the night when he was shot at 7 times after parking in the wrong driveway. On the quiet residential North Pool Street, most of the houses are only a few feet from each other. Wheeler accidentally parked at 114B instead of 118, which is next door. He dropped the pizza off at the correct house, got back in his truck. Police said that's when 32-year-old Ryan Babcock used a handgun to shoot the driver's side below the gas tank, the wheel on the driver's side, and right above the driver's side window.
Don't you think it at least warrants a, you're in the wrong driveway?
Yeah, or
hey, move.
Hey, can I help you?
Yeah, you may have the wrong house.
Yeah.
Do you go right to the gun?
Dude, to be honest, well, I'll tell you in a minute. So anyhow, he got back in his truck, and the police found 7 shell casings at the scene. The suspect told police that he thought someone was breaking into his car, so he went outside and started shooting.
Yeah. Stop that.
Wheeler's car wasn't marked, but he was in a Domino's uniform and had a pizza delivery bag. The driver and his family think the charge should be attempted homicide rather than aggravated assault. Police say the district attorney set the charge. Babcock was released on bond after his arrest. His arraignment is set for June 12th.
Routinely, you don't want to hit the person with the warning shot.
So I'm looking for a chopping block. So I split wood for my fire pit, and I have a large piece of wood. It's a chunk that hasn't been split up. It's very big, that I would use, and I would put other pieces of wood on there and chop the wood. And so my old one has split, and I need to find a new one. So the way I found the first one was I just saw somebody had cut down a tree in their front yard and had sectioned it, and I just knocked on the front door, and I'm like, hey, do you mind if can I buy one of these from you? I need to use it for a chopping block. So, but now with stories like that, like I don't even want to walk up to somebody's front door. I don't want to steal it. I don't want to pull into their no, I'm not going to steal it. I don't even want to pull into the driveway, get out of my car, walk up to the front door, knock on it, and get somebody coming at me with a gun.
Yeah, here's what you do.
What?
You have the gun.
I have the gun. But it's bizarre, man.
He's just kind of like this, scratching. I was just wondering.
Yeah, do you mind if I have one of these?
And listen, if somebody uses your driveway to turn around, they're allowed to do that, right? So chill the F out.
I know. All right, so we're going to give you about 5 minutes left to enter the word premium. We have $1,000 up for grabs with Good Money It, and the word is spelled PREMIUM. Enter it at WMMR.com, the MMR app, or you can text it to 45911, but you need to do that now. And we'd love for you to go into the weekend $1,000 richer. How about that? We're going to take a break. We're going to come back connoisseur when we return. Stay put.
Traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, thank you, Kathy. So let's see. Yeah, it's Friday, so I think it's time to order up.
It's time for the connoisseur. I can't do the effect because it's broken.
Oh, that's right.
But they didn't fix it yesterday?
Well, they can't. They're working on it. We may have something that'll actually add additional effects to the rig. So, you make lemonade out of lemons.
All right, well, we're not going to talk lemonades. We're going to talk cheesesteaks for this first story in the Connoisseur. I know you probably already know this, but I just figured Friday and Connoisseur was a day to reiterate it. But the new Jim's has opened up.
Yes.
Jim's Steaks in South Street. And
looks amazing.
Yeah, some things have not changed. It is still cash only. There's no fryer, so if you want fries, you got to head to Milk Boy across the street, and they'll set you up with fries for $4. But many former workers are back, which is cool. Most customers probably won't notice that the grill has been extended by 2 feet.
Wow.
It's now 12 feet long. Prices have risen only marginally. A plain steak is $11.99, while a cheesesteak is $13.49. Of course, with the choice of American provolone or whiz.
So I'm wondering, in the course of like a busy day, how many cheesesteaks are they making?
I mean, I've been there when back in the day when there was a line out the door, and so yeah, they're cranking them out. Customers queue in the front, winding their way to the grill as they did before the fire, but instead of heading to the narrow staircase in the rear to get to the dining room, they turn right and move through a new doorway into the former gallery. And there is seating with ADA access as well as a new staircase there. And there are a few outdoor tables and a first floor counter in what was I's vestibule. A retail counter will sell Jim's merchandise. Delivery drivers get their own entrance, by the way. That's on 4th Street. And after the shop's hours are 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. Sunday through Thursday, and from 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, so that's always the go-to, right?
Absolutely.
The cheesesteak places, when you are making it a late night.
I got to get over there. It's time. I haven't had a Jim's in a
They're
while.
your favorite, right?
Yeah, they're my favorite. The original second-story dining room has been spruced up. Additional seating is available on the former I's side. Marissa had mentioned the Magic Gardens and the fact that the mosaics and all that are inside. Well, apparently, and from what I'm reading this story, is that Emily Smith, who is the executive director of the Magic Gardens, it says here, the Magic Garden, Stacy Holder is its preservation and facilities manager, and Emily Smith, its executive director, worked on the demolition. And one day, Smith said she was poking around, and she said, hey, I think there's mosaic behind that drywall. And she said, we took a hammer, popped it in, and it was like opening King Tut's tomb when they saw all the glitter. There was a little bit of repair work that we had to do, but this is the first time ever that the public has been able to see it. So this stuff
That's cool.
was created in 1975,
Jeez.
and it's been covered over since the mid-'80s.
That's
so
awesome.
Apparently that was behind the wall. So I think that's awesome. Marissa?
Yeah, I read an in-depth piece. Kathy was talking about this as well the other day. The people, Isaac, who the Magic Garden creators, they lived in that house right next door to Jim's. So the walls, it was like where they lived. So there's this like nook all the way on the second floor that they had turned into like their kitchen. And so you can go and eat in that nook. So it was a store that they had transformed into, and now it is that extra gym space. But it's really, really cool. And apparently I think he has Parkinson's disease. So the gentleman, Isaiah, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we all got to get down there and check that out. The new Jim's is now open, up and running. All things are all good in the city.
Yes.
All right. Before we move on to our next story, Casey, is this what we're giving away for every one of these?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's
We only
for
have
later
one
on.
of the. Yeah. It's later.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna do a clip, a food clip from a movie.
Yes.
And let's see if you can identify what movie this is from. Here we go.
Well, so long as we've got some time to kill, I think I'll have a beer.
We don't have no beer, just tequila.
What's tequila?
Yeah, it's like beer.
Is it fattening?
Fattening?
Forget it. If it's like beer, we'll have some. 3 tequilas.
All right. Food and drink, by the way.
Yes, yeah.
All right. 215-263 WMMR. Let's see if you know what movie that is from. Order up. To celebrate the upcoming Kentucky Derby, Panera recently introduced a unique bread hat that you can get.
I thought you were going to say horse meat.
It is designed to resemble a bread bowl. The decorative Fascinator style hat, created by A. Morier Studio, known for its high-profile clients, features a 3D printed replica of a bread bowl at its center, surrounded by a green-forward bouquet of ostrich feathers, reflecting the theme of Panera's broccoli and cheddar soup.
I think I want to see this.
Nick just pulled up a picture of it, Steve, on his monitor.
Silly.
It's ridiculous.
I love it.
Weren't we ahead of the curve on this one?
we were well ahead of the
bread
curve.
helmets.
Yes,
for the Super Bowl.
The Soup Bowl.
Yeah, I mean any bread headwear.
Yeah, most definitely.
Well, of course, and by the way, insulin. That was us.
That was us. I mean, not us.
Yeah.
but
We knew about it.
Yeah.
I went to Panera 2 nights ago.
Okay.
Braggart.
I hadn't been there in a couple of months. They didn't have the Napa almond chicken salad sandwich. It was not on the menu at all.
What did their paper towels smell like?
I by the way, I came to a conclusion that the paper towel needs to be wet in order for it to have that nasty
smell.
I will tell you this. I would say that Panera is, by my reckoning, and I was there fairly recently, they're back. I think
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that the quality had gone down quite a bit.
And I've seen a snap. Would you agree? A snap back?
Yeah.
That's what I felt.
Now Chipotle's got to answer what Panera's doing as well.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes these businesses, they have like a really good amount of success, and they start to change the formula because they have to now mass produce.
Yes, it's hard,
and things can get lost. Quality can get lost. So hopefully they're able to reel it back in, like you're saying Panera has. I hope so too.
Perfect example is we had only a limited run of the poop knives because that craftsmanship cannot be replicated on a large scale.
The bread hat was being offered for sale via the PaneraShop.com, but it appears to have sold out, likely because each purchase of the $21 hat also comes with a $100 Panera gift card. There's no word on whether they plan to restock the limited run hats or not, but they did make them.
Preston, you do anything for the Kentucky Derby?
We used to, in my family, we did. When I lived with my mom and dad, they had a party every year.
Yeah.
But no, sometimes I forget that it's even on.
I used to do it with my brother. He would host every year, and he would make mint juleps, and we would, everybody would bet, which was a lot of fun, and you win a nickel or whatever. But all the kids would get involved and pick horses. It was a blast, and I miss doing that. I wish we would do it again.
Yep.
Yeah, we do a party every year. My brother does.
You do hats, don't you?
Yeah. They do like a hat contest and same thing.
Pasta hats.
There's a lot of you pick the horses out of the hat, and he's got this big cake that's made, a Kentucky Derby cake,
that's awesome.
and it's a networking event for his real estate company. But we go to it every year, and it's great.
Can I come tomorrow?
Not even unless you've purchased a house through James Romano or Christopher Romano.
I sold a house through your brother.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, then you should be on the list.
Boom.
You can come.
Yes.
I have at home, I have a collection of, there are these things that they're called derby glasses. And so I have, I don't know how many of them. I probably have 100 of them or something like that because we used to collect them. And then my dad eventually gave me his. And so I guess people do collect them. They're probably worth something. And they go back to the 1960s and 70s. Like they had them since I was a little kid.
So we're here about the mint julep as the drink of obviously the Derby. Is there a food that is associated with the Kentucky Derby?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Horse meat.
Horse meat.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Horse meat and bread hats.
Yeah.
So do you have more?
Just remember, folks, every time one gets killed on the track, that means more horse meat sandwiches.
Do you have more Derby glasses or more beer steins? Budweiser.
I have more Derby glasses, but I have a lot of beer steins.
Well, you love those.
Yeah. All right, we're going to see if somebody knows what movie this is from.
Well, so long as we've got some time to kill, I think I'll have a beer.
We don't have no beer, just tequila.
What's tequila?
Yeah, it's like beer.
Is it fattening?
Fattening?
Forget it. If it's like beer, we'll have some. 3 tequilas.
All right, we're going to go to Willie. Hey, Willie, good morning.
Well done.
Willie, what movie is that from?
Three Amigos.
Yes, of course. That is correct. Hang on a second, Willie. We got a prize for you.
All right. Hey, Willie, you got a pair of tickets to see Dane Cook, the fresh new flavor. Just fresh new flavor. Sorry. Normally it's like the fresh new flavor tour.
Yeah.
Right? There's no tour at the end of this, but it is going to be Saturday, October 12th at the Met in Philly. And tickets go on sale for that show today at 10 a.m. via Ticketmaster, or you could go to WMMR.com for another chance to win tickets.
All right, here's another clip. Let's see if you know what movie this is from.
Look, I don't mean to be rude, but you seem to be a little more surf than turf. Did you take a wrong turn?
All right, because you look a little slow, I'll skip the salad and get right to the risotto.
All right, 215-263 WMMR. If you know what movie that is, give us a call, please. Order up. All right, few beverages taste better on a hot day than an ice-cold beer. And why do you think that is? Well, researchers at the Chinese Academy of Sciences thought this question was worth looking into. So they looked more closely into beer chemistry and the molecular changes that beer goes through at different temperatures.
So, why is it so thirst quenching? Now, I'm a non-drinker. I've always, when people, it's a hot day and they're drinking beer, they seem to be loving it.
Yeah. And even though you're not a drinker, if you see like a mug full of beer with that frost and that
seems
froth on top,
refreshing.
it looks like it would just be appetizing, right? Well, through their research, scientists were able to ID changes in ethyl water molecule clusters and how temperature changes affect them. And it turns out that those clusters take on a pyramid shape at around 41 degrees, which gives a more stimulating taste.
I thought so.
So they're saying that a draft beer in a frosted glass at 41 degrees is when it will be most appetizing for you.
It reminds you of the pyramids.
It reminds you of the pyramids. Some beers, though, are drank at room temperature.
So is that over in Europe, right? Guinness, right? Is Guinness often served at room temperature, yes?
Sometimes. I don't know if they do. I think that used to be the case. Marissa's more the beer expert over here.
Yeah, there's something called cask beer, where if you see them like at the bar kind of pumping it, Steve, like really old school, that is room temperature.
That's room temperature beer,
Yeah.
cask beer.
Cask beer, so it has no like CO2 or cooling on it.
As the temperature increases, the ethanol increasingly takes center stage, according to this research, making it boozier and more unpleasant, particularly around the 77-degree mark.
What's the beer that blows out your O-ring?
Blue Moon.
There we go.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can have one or two of them.
Right.
If I drink 4 or 5 of them,
DEFCON 1.
You'll know the next day. I don't get the squirts. I just get really smelly gas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like extremely. I mean, it smells great to me, but I know
You're the only one.
Yeah. You know where it kind of burns coming out, and you're like,
I know.
Oh, that's a good one.
Next time,
That's a good one.
When you have that going on, walk into a group of people just to see if they can agree with you. I think you're operating under a false premise.
That's true.
It might smell like lavender. You're unaware.
This smells nice, doesn't it?
No.
Oh.
No, it does not.
Oh, I'm running an experiment.
Marissa?
Can I just drop some beer news that I just remembered?
Yes.
Congratulations, Dewey Beer Denver, my husband out there in Denver. They just released their first beer brewed in Denver. They tapped in yesterday. So anybody listening that lives out in Denver or is traveling there or knows somebody there, go stop by Dewey Beer.
What's the name?
Dewey Beer.
Dewey Beer. And then also Dewey Beer is a brand new sponsor of Team WMMR Rock and Roll.
Very good.
Now, I will say, though, because this is all
Beer
about
farts for everyone.
thirst-quenching story here, Preston. I don't care how good a beer tastes. It's not, like on a hot day, nothing beats like a cold glass of lemonade or iced tea.
So
like,
that's your drink of choice.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're coming in off you doing yard work and you're hot as hell or whatever, you're going to reach for something non-alcoholic.
And if I have a choice, I don't necessarily know if it would be non-alcoholic, but if I had a choice and there was a cold beer and a cold lemonade and a cold water, beer would definitely be the last thing I would go
You're
for.
not a drinker.
Yeah, but I'm saying even as a drinker.
When he was.
Yeah, when I was.
When he were.
Man, I don't know.
I disagree.
It
I would
depend.
Of course you do.
beer.
It's because I said something.
No, because I would take the beer.
The beer. Well, you are
on a hot
right?
day, and you're trying to quench your thirst.
Well, to quench my thirst,
That's
no,
what I
I'd
said.
take water.
Yeah.
So it would depend on, like, if I just got, if I'm done doing all my lawn work and all that stuff and I'm sweaty, I'm going for the beer.
Beer.
If I still have a little bit more to do and I just need to, and I need to wet my whistle and I need something that's really going to taste yummy, I would not go for the beer. I would go for water or lemonade or some other non-alcoholic drink. So does that
let me ask you,
make sense?
When you're inside and you're in your underwear and a strong farmhand comes in from outside and says, I sure do feel hot. What are you going to pour that young buck?
Nice glass of lemonade.
You're painting quite the picture. Preston, you know what I really love is a frosted mug. And I don't think I treat myself to that nearly enough. And Casey, a frosted mug could also be applied to a lemonade.
Could also
Does
be
not
applied
have
to a
be-
face.
And a root beer.
Or a face if you want. But yes, any beverage of choice that would quench your thirst.
Root beer. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think there used to be the A&W root beers, like the Sonics. and you could get frosted bugs.
Tastiest beer scene in a movie where, like, you really want to have a beer after you see one.
You have one in mind, don't
Yeah.
you?
Django Unchained.
I have one.
My
it's
goodness.
not even cold.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It doesn't matter. It
He
looks
sells it.
so appetizing.
Well, then number 2, Passion of the Christ. During the Last Supper.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on tap, so they
Okay.
go for it, yeah.
Right. But no, Django Unchained. That's
a hell of a beer scene.
That's a great beer scene. All right, speaking of movie scenes, what's this from?
Look, I don't mean to be rude, but you seem to be a little more surf than turf. Did you take a wrong turn? All right, because you look a little slow, I'll skip the salad and get right to the risotto.
All right, let's see if you know what the answer it is. I'm going to go to Crass. Is your name Crass?
Oh, boy.
It says Crass. Chris? Yo.
Chris?
Hi. Yeah, what's your name, Woo?
Oh, it's Crash.
It's Crass.
Yes, okay.
All right.
Oh, that's from Ice Age.
No, it's not.
Crass, we worked so hard to get you.
Sorry,
excited.
It's Crastons is the full name.
We'll go to Renee. Hi, Renee. Good morning.
Good morning. Gadzooks.
Gadzooks. All right, Renee, what movie is that from?
Look who's talking to.
No.
Oh.
Might have a stumper on her hands here. We will go next to Dan. Hi, Dan.
How you doing?
Good, buddy. All right, do you know what movie that clip's from?
Jumpin' Jack Flash?
No.
Wow. We haven't had one go this long without a correct answer.
Did you notice the theme of the clips for this for today?
Well, I see
Crass's birthday.
these two, but no.
I think that the second theme, in addition to Kentucky Derby being tomorrow, Cinco de Mayo is on Sunday.
Ah, okay. Well, that makes sense. Yes,
Yeah.
Marissa's very clever like that. All right, we'll go to Brian. Hey, Brian, good morning.
Hey, I know the answer.
What is it?
Big Night.
No. Incorrect. Wow.
You knew the answer, though.
You did not know
He
the
knew
answer.
a answer.
All right, we'll move on while you're still calling. See if you can identify that movie. Order up. Next one. Paris has a new king of the crusty baguette. Baker Xavier Netry was chosen this week as the 31st winner of Paris's annual Grand Prix de la Baguette prize. His long loaf beat out 172 others. Competing baguettes were evaluated for taste, look, texture, airiness, and the quality of the baking.
I loves me a good baguette.
Man, I do too. Yum. The jury included a deputy mayor, industry representatives, journalists, and 6 Parisians at City Hall said were drawn at random.
No Hasselhoff?
No Hasselhoff. The Utopie Bakery in Paris's 11th district that Mr. Netry works for wins $4,000, becomes one of the suppliers of the presidential Élysée Palace for a year as well.
Which means what?
He gets to supply he uses their bread and gives it to the Élysée Palace for a year. What is the Élysée Palace?
It's the palace at the end of the Champs-Elysees.
Champs-Elysees?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Elysian Fields is Élysée, like heaven.
Oh, that's what. Okay,
Yeah, that's what that means.
Oh, I did not know Élysée.
Heavenly
means that.
Palace.
So what are we having? Our baked goods today?
From Elegance Bakery.
Yeah. What is the?
We should have requested some baguette. They brought in crookies, which are delightful.
They did. Hey, by the way, what does Champs mean?
The way, like
So the way to heaven is the Champs-Elysees?
like Preston Way is the name of your street. Yeah.
Okay, so Heaven Way.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Got it. City Hall said uneaten baguettes from the competition were donated to charity that feeds people who are homeless.
It's got to be great to be homeless in France, right?
Oh, man, you get some.
No, man, this is incredible.
Mr. Netry, a baker for 25 years, said the secret of his success
Another baguette, please.
Are a good sourdough starter and a good long fermentation, careful cooking, and some love and passion, of course, he said.
I studied in France and was a relatively poor college student when I was there, and my breakfast every day was I would walk past a bread store and buy a baguette.
Nick is here. Nick, everybody there. Nick is here. Do they all have such big heads in America?
Coffee and baguette every day.
If you want to see a TV show that's got great food, Julia, about Julia Childs.
Yeah.
Because they spend time in France, and you just want to eat while you're
Well,
watching
if you're talking about shows that make you absolutely out of your mind hungry, The Bear, obviously. I'm sure that does as well, Preston. And with movies would be like Chef.
Lessons in Chemistry had a lot of good food moments. Remember we had the chef on about that?
Yeah.
I was thinking about your beer question for a little while.
Okay.
I came up with another good one.
Please.
The tarring of the roof scene in Shawshank.
Yes.
When they bring out those cold beers and those guys.
One fine month to have a beer on the roof with prison guards that want to take you in the butt.
Yeah. And Andy just sits there with that funny little smile on his face.
He knows he's got him.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
great scene with the cold beer. And I don't even, as I said, I want a beer at that point.
Bavarian hops.
All right, let's see if somebody knows what movie that clip was from. I'm not going to play it again. We're just going to go right over the phones. We have Jimmy on the line. Yo, Jimmy, good morning.
Bucksco.
Oh, Jimmy.
Jimmy.
All right, what movie is it from, bud?
Racing Stripes.
You got it. Racing Stripes.
True story, right?
Yeah, no, not a true. Or is it?
No.
All right, Casey, what do we have for him?
We have a $50 Von C Brewing Company gift card. Von C Brewing Company is located in Norristown, PA, and it's this week's big freaking deal. You can get a $50 Von C gift card for just $25 while supplies last, and you can get the deals right now at WMMR.com/deals.
So that's the zebra that became a racing champion.
Yeah.
Hayden Panettiere was in it.
I just
didn't know
realized that. The
Wow.
little girl, Hayden Panettiere.
All right, here is the next movie clip that is a reference to food or drink. Let's see if you know it.
Hello, Dex.
Take your seat. I'll be right with you.
You want a cup of Joe with juice?
Oh, yes, thank you.
All right, 215-263 WMMR. I don't know that one.
All right, that's a tough one.
We'll find out. All right, order up. Josh Peck is returning to the small screen in a new cooking competition for the Roku channel. It's called Best Bite Wins, and it will be hosted and executive produced by Josh Peck with chef Monte Carlo. That's really his name.
Really?
Yeah. Serving as the show's culinary expert. The idea behind Best Bite Wins is to turn cocktail party food into a competition.
Oh, I'm down with this.
This is a good idea.
So I don't drink, but I like cocktail party food.
Professional chefs will be competing to present the best party food to hungry judges and clientele at real events.
Pigs in the blanket?
The stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the 6-episode series adds another cooking-based show to the growing list at Roku, the Great American Baking Show, Morimoto's Sushi Master, and Emerald Cooks. And other food programs are doing well for the streaming platform through its Roku channel Fast offering. No word on when the show will premiere.
So in a cocktail party setting with the commensurate food, what is your home run? What is your, I cannot pass a tray of these?
I mean, if they're walking around with crab cakes, little mini crab cakes, I got to go for that. For sure. I will eat every single thing they bring by. Always.
I love mini sliders.
Yeah, little. Yeah, all that stuff.
I do
man.
find it odd when you're at like a nice event and they are serving pigs in a blanket because they will serve it at you know, higher end places, and I just
They
find
call
that
it
bizarre.
swine. Swine in a duvet.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some of the standards that are obviously the mini crab cake, the pigs in a blanket. Sometimes you'll get a little like a tuna tartare or something like that on a little crusty thingy. Crostini, thank you, Nick.
Yeah, sometimes you get a little steak on there, like a London broil, perhaps.
Yep.
Is good.
I don't really care for the fried ones that come around.
You know what they should do is deviled eggs.
Yeah.
Oh, ew.
I've seen those. I've seen sort of,
Oh, my God, really?
Yeah.
Isn't there mayonnaise mixed in it?
Yeah,
but I love them.
I'm out.
I'm not a big deviled egg.
Oh, they're so, I could eat 12 million of them.
I know.
I was just at a wedding and they were serving mini tacos.
Yeah.
Oh.
Those are cool.
It was cool, yeah.
Do
you like those?
So this is going to run the gamut of those types. Little Best Bite Wins is what that's called. All right, we'll see if you know what movie this is from.
Hello, Dex.
Take your seat. I'll be right with you.
You want a cup of Joe with juice?
Oh, yes, thank you.
All right, we'll go to Nick. Hi, Nick. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
All right, Nick, what movie is that from?
That's from Star Wars, Attack of the Clones.
Yeah! Java Juice, correct. And what are we going to give him, Case?
All right, we have, and I believe this is our last pair of tickets for Dane Cook. It's fresh new flavor. It's going to be Saturday, October 12th at the Met Philadelphia. Tickets are on sale today at 10 a.m. via Ticketmaster, but you can go to WMMR.com for another chance to win tickets.
All right, we're going to load up another clip and see if you know what movie this is from.
Hey, Kentucky! Big old Red done ate his breakfast this morning, and you're about to see something that you ain't never even seen before.
All right, 215-263 WMMR. Let's see if you know. It's a good movie, by the way. I would never have gotten that clip, though. All right, order up. So, after a nearly 40-year run, people were devastated when Klondike discontinued the Choco Taco.
Yeah, we had almost a crying session on air.
Yeah, it was in 2022, but now fans can rejoice, if only briefly, because Cold Stone Creamery has them covered this week. Just in time for Cinco de Mayo, Cold Stone Creamery locations across the country will be offering a new waffle ice cream taco inspired by the Choco Taco.
So Choco Taco was never a main item for me, but I always appreciated them now and then. One of your faves?
I liked them. I thought they were fun. They essentially, it seemed like the same.
Gimmick.
It seemed like the same ingredients as a drumstick to me.
It's like a ring ding and yodel. It's the same thing. It's just in a different shape.
Yeah, which makes it kind of fun.
It's like a zebra that races in horse races.
Yes.
The limited time item.
I just gave you a plural affirming on that one. Yeses.
Available from April 30th until May 5th. So now, obviously. Yeah.
That's how much I agree with you twice.
Maybe you were agreeing with multiple things.
Yeses, boss.
Yeses to the things you said earlier.
Instead of the Green Mile.
I meant to say yes earlier. So multiple yeses.
Oh, jeez.
It features a freshly made waffle taco shell filled with sweet cream ice cream, then dipped in chocolate and topped with peanuts.
What you did is you you gave me a couple of yeses to use throughout the conversation.
Yeah, that's right.
Because it's a lot of stress on the speaker to say yes that many times.
Stocked up on yeses.
Yeah.
I don't even have to agree with you there because I already did.
You already got me a yes.
With this ultra premium version of the Choco Taco, it will only be available for a short time. Cold Stone has been known to sometimes bring back limited time offerings that prove to be popular with their customers. Speaking of this, there was an old ice cream parlor called Swenson's, and
is it Harleysville?
Swanson?
No, Swenson's. And in fact, it's mentioned in Goonies, by the way, Casey. And
it is?
You move that up and down. Yeah, when he goes into the freezer and he goes, they got Swenson's. They have the ice cream.
That's what that is?
And he goes, Rocky Road. Yeah, Swenson's was an ice cream shop. And I had one in St. Louis. And they used to make, so it was hand-dipped ice cream, but they would make drumsticks out of them for you. So you could take whatever flavor you wanted to. And then they would dip it in a chocolate sauce, and then they would roll it in peanuts. And it was, c'est magnifique, fantastic. And I wish that there was a place that did something like that now. But
does the product not exist anymore?
Yeah, I think they went out of business.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, what about Cold Stone Creamery? How many of those are?
Yeah.
Is there still? There was one in King of Prussia. I don't know if it's
one in
still there.
I think there's one in Lansdale.
One in Springfield.
So they're around.
Okay.
Yep. I don't know about King of Prussia, though, Steve. I'm not sure.
They used to be all the rage.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's still in the mall or not, but if there is, go get your Choco Taco. All right, let's see if you know what movie this is from.
Hey, Kentucky! Big old Red done ate his breakfast this morning, and you're about to see something that you ain't never even seen before.
All right, let's see if Jackie knows. Jackie, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, Jackie, what movie is that from?
Secretariat.
Secretariat.
Yeah, this is a good movie. I thought Sex in the City, but
no. What do we have for Jackie, Case?
We have a pair of tickets for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse live in concert Thursday, November 7th at the Keswick Theater in Glenside, PA. You can watch the full movie, which is accompanied by a fusion of live orchestra, percussion, and scratch DJ. Tickets go on sale for that event today via AXS.com.
By the way, Secretariat, that movie, when they have the final race and he wins the Triple Crown, and there was this, and this is not a spoiler alert, it's history, it's what really happened. There was kind of a rivalry between this other horse named Sham, and the amount that Secretariat wins by is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever seen it, Case?
Yeah, but
it is insane how far that horse went out in front of everybody else.
It is a really good movie. The problem is it came after Seabiscuit, which is
Seabiscuit is brilliant.
Yeah.
You can watch that race on YouTube, Casey, and like the actual race.
The actual race,
and when you're watching it, most of the horses are no longer in the frame because that Secretariat is so far out in front of all the other ones.
It was like he turned on the afterburners and just took off.
Looks like we'll be serving some more horse meat sandwiches.
How was the time of that race?
Yes.
How does that compare to all the other Kentucky? Like, was it just a really slow field, or? Okay, I'm sure Secretariat was really fast. Don't get me wrong, but
it wasn't in Kentucky. It was at the Belmont.
Oh, okay.
Because he won the Triple Crown. So
how did that time fare
that's
against
a good question.
all the other times?
Is that the fastest time ever?
Yeah.
I don't really know, and I don't know if it's the same length every time either.
I assume there have been or maybe I'm wrong. That there have been modifications to it.
So Secretariat's record still stands as the fastest running of the Belmont Stakes.
Wow.
And it's an American record for 1.5 miles on a dirt track. And so that was June of 1973. And listen to this. He won that race. Secretariat won the Belmont Stakes by 31 lengths.
31 lengths. When Secretary crossed the finish line, it was 1 year earlier. That's how fast it was going.
Well, the way the movie captures it well, because they show a shot down the track, and you don't see the horses yet. And you just see one horse come around the corner, and he's all alone running down the full stretch. It's amazing. So, all right, we have one more clip to play, and what movie is this from?
This burrito is delicious, but it is filling. Anthony, clear
What movie is that from? 215-263-WMMR. Order up. All right. Man, one more, but I actually have several stories here that I could get to. We're running out of time
It's an
anyway.
embarrassment of riches.
How about, all right, we'll do something local. Center City Sips. The summertime happy hour promotion returns June 5th and continues every Wednesday through August 28th. Participating venues will sell $7 cocktails, $6 glasses of wine, $5 beers, and half-priced appetizers from 5 to 7 p.m. That's on Wednesdays, by the way.
I immediately think of Marissa when I hear it.
Yeah, me
right?
too. It's free parking too, right, Marissa? It used to be. I don't want to speak out of turn, but I remember during the what was the Thursday night thing that they did in Center City?
There was a parking thing that may have ended.
It was Thursday night
Do you guys remember years and years and years ago when I explained SIPs to you guys? And it was the Wednesday is the new Thursday?
Right,
Oh, yeah.
Way back then.
I love that story.
Yeah, that's Wednesday was a new Thursday, and Thursday's still a weeknight.
Something like that.
Yeah. So this is going to, let me see here, nearly 80 Philly bars, restaurants, and beer gardens are participating. By the way, after 7 p.m., select restaurants will also offer 15% discounts on dinner. The bars and restaurants offering deals include Barstool, Sansom Street, Butcher Bar, Kavanaugh's Rittenhouse, Double Knot, Drinker's Pub, Harp and Crown, Misconduct Tavern, Pizzeria Vetri, Sampan, Tradesman's, and Wicked Wolf. And there are also several beer gardens participating, including Independence Beer Garden, Uptown Beer Garden, and Walnut Garden.
It's pretty wild.
There's a full list online if you want to see that. And Dilworth Park is participating by offering special events and a limited edition drink. Each Wednesday, the park's Air Grill will offer discounted drinks, including $5 pours of Sips Summer Splash. You can hear Cowper saying that.
Sip Summer Splash.
A Mexican-style lager with lime created in collaboration with Broad Street Brewing.
You serve sarsaparilla?
The roller rink will be open exclusively for Sips patrons June 5th, 12th, and 26th. And to commemorate 2 decades of Sips, Dilworth Park is also hosting a Sips preview party Wednesday, May 22nd from 5 to 7 p.m. And the 21 and older event, which is free to attend, will include discounted drinks, DJ entertainment, and giveaways as well. So Sips is back.
It's pretty amazing. Yeah. I love that this is that this goes on.
Yep. All right, we will see if you know what movie this clip is from. Here we go.
This burrito is delicious, but it is filling. Anthony, clear
All right, do you know what movie it is from? We will go to Haley to find out. Yo, Haley, good morning.
Good morning, it.
Good morning to see you, Haley. What movie, please?
Anchorman?
Anchorman! That is correct. And we have a prize for you, Haley. Hang on.
We have a pair of tickets for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. This is live in concert Thursday, November 7th at the Keswick Theater in Glenside, PA. And you can watch the full movie, and it's accompanied by a fusion of live orchestra, percussion, and scratch DJ. And tickets are on sale today I would assume 10 o'clock or later via AXS.com.
All right. And that is all the food news you need to know. Wrapping up the connoisseur for this Friday morning. And thank you for playing along. We do appreciate it. All right. We're going to get to another shot at winning $1,000 roughly an hour from now. Because it is 8:58. So we'll do it at 10 a.m. A reminder also, that's with Good Money Ed. A reminder also, we have chosen a new high school for Coolest Teacher of the Year, Westchester East High School.
Yeah.
You guys get to vote now, so text the word teacher to 39333. We had a winner this morning from Lindenwold High School, and that was Mr. Jeff Hanford. Let's find out on Monday who wins from Westchester East. And speaking of winning, we have a little event that is coming up, and it will be Friday, May 24th. It's the official opening of the Jersey Shore. The Preston and Steve Show, broadcasting live at Keenan's in North Wildwood. And we have, if you're planning on going, we have a chance for you to win a Cut the Line pass and your own table right there for the morning broadcast.
If you've never been, you realize, listen, we'll tell you, it packs up quickly. So to get this is going to be a gift from God.
Yep, you and 3 guests will be there, and you get to cut the line, and we're going to give you a bucket of Coors Light for your table and a case of Coors Light for your beach house as well. We'll take caller number 22 at 215-263-WMMR. Call if you plan on going. It's from Coors Light Choose Chill. You can go to WMMR.com for another chance to win this highly coveted prize as well. We're going to take a break. We'll come back in just a second. When we return, our good friends from the office, Kate Flannery, Creed Bratton, will both be here. Stay with us.
And that's your traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, thank you very much, Kathy. Our next guest, old friend and new, are going to be at the Fan Expo, which is going on at the Philadelphia Convention Center, and it's happening today and tomorrow, by the way. We're going to have some music to play for them?
Oh, yeah. I got distracted by Tau Pop.
Oh, you got to. Well, I'll explain what that is in just a second, but we can't bring these guys on.
No.
Without the proper themes. But there are going to be different events that are taking place that you can meet them at Fan Expo. So we are very happy, once again, to welcome to our studio, the first time together here in the Preston and Steve Show studios, Kate Flannery and Creed Bratton.
What's up, Philly?
What's up? Hi, guys.
Hey, how are you? Good to see you guys.
Awesome. It's great to see you.
Great to see you, too. It's Mary Beth and the guy with 4 toes. For the Inside Office fans, you know what I'm talking about.
Doing a quick just refresher, classic moments between you two, and one jumps up. It was like 9 videos in a row of the strike, scream, and run, which is where you're learning self-defense or how to repel an attacker.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I had a concussion from that scene. He hit me so hard. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, you jump
Creed,
up,
you
Creed.
went for it. You went for it.
Yeah.
But I asked because we're pros, I said I'm gonna have to hit you to make the hair go. You said go for it, go for it. But
Make
you
it work.
didn't know that
But don't
I
kill
had
me.
no control over my limbs.
Don't kill me.
It's
You control over your limbs.
That whack. That was not CGI. I really whacked
That was
her.
not. It's true.
That
it's
whack
true.
was whack.
You got to take one for the team sometimes.
Well, for those who didn't see it, basically you're getting this instruction, and we're assuming that you're it's being spoken more to the women in the collective. And Creed jumps up and goes, basically responds, hits you in the back of the head, and goes running out screaming. So it's hilarious.
Toby. I blame Toby.
With all the physical comedy that you guys did, and you did a lot of it on the show, both of you, a lot. Any injuries that were of a substantive
You know what?
nature?
It's a champagne problem, Steve.
It's a
I don't want
champagne
to talk
problem?
about my dislocated
I have
shoulder.
a titanium wrist now.
Wow.
A little bit there. With
A staple remover?
Kate, you went through a windshield, you know what I mean? Like,
You know what? I will do anything to get on TV.
Hey, listen, I want to jump in here because I think I had a greater appreciation for the acting that was done on this show, and it was because I just watched the promo that Steve Carell and John Krasinski were doing for the movie If.
Right.
Okay, so
Which we are not in, by the way. But
You're not. But
maybe if
bastards.
2. Fingers crossed. No, I love them.
But I'm coming around
They're
to
thinking about me while they're doing it, but that's
Yeah.
it. That's it. That's
But
all.
in this promo, John is addressing the camera, and then Steve walks into the frame, and it's as if they're seeing each other for the first time in like forever, right?
Right.
And I think that it's actually really happening. Like, oh my God, they haven't seen each other and then they end up doing take 2, and take 2 was just as believable as the original. And I was like, hang on. And so now I'm left thinking, like, Was that real or was that first one?
Casey, they burst your bubble. Dude.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
It ripped the curtain away, and he didn't like what he was saying.
Sorry.
But when I want to ask it, I know this is long, but like in the office, I feel like it's so real.
It's
real.
real.
In all of the acting and all of the stuff that you have ever done. Does that come off to be the most realistic and the most real?
You don't want to know how the sausage is made.
I kind of do.
They say that
though.
in the movie.
But I will say, like, the season 1, they asked us to bring paperwork. So they wanted us to literally be busy doing office work.
It's
true. It's just like how it is. So I think that really helped because it kind of set a tone and it set a vibe. And then the
set itself.
Literally, the camera guys were shooting us like animals in the wild. Literally, they said that.
It's rather unflattering.
So some of you were actually balancing your books.
I literally was doing my taxes first season.
No kidding.
They were very cheap back then. I don't know what I was complaining about.
You guys, some of you did reunite for the AT&T commercial.
Yes, including Creed and I.
Right,
Yes,
so you both are in it.
Yeah.
Oh, I about that. But when we first came in, I had my own hemorrhoid donut that I brought in because they wanted to be real. They wanted to be real.
So you brought your own hemorrhoid donut just to mimic real life.
To make it real life. Yes,
He gives and he gives.
We just worked together, Kate
Yeah,
and
we were just talking about
Craig
the
and
AT&T
Jenna and
But
Rain.
you're playing you're playing
We are playing not the characters.
Yeah,
Right.
but you guys must have like a second like unspoken language, like twins have.
It's really great. It's great to get back in the rhythm of the 9 years with people that you love. So
Well, to spread a little bit more on this office love, Rainn Wilson's going to be in town and Oscar Nunez as well. Are you guys doing panels and things like that?
We're doing a panel on Saturday afternoon at Sound
guys.
Convention Center. He's going to be acting his ass off for Casey's sake. Sorry, Casey.
It looks so real.
You called him a pussy.
I said Casey, not.
Actually, I think you did.
You're waiting for me to curse, Nick. I know.
I'm trying to set you up, to be
it's
honest.
bullshit. Sorry.
Let me get one more.
You usually
That's it.
wait till the end.
I know. Sorry. I'm very tired. And
I
I'm
had to
showing
hit-
off in front of my friend Creed. That's
I
all.
hit the Flannery switch.
Wow, look at you, the huevos in this woman.
Right?
Well, yeah, Creed, you know that this right here is our dump button. You see it says the Flannery switch on it right
Yeah, I
there.
remember you used
It's
it
been
on
there
me
for
when I was
years.
here.
There you go. There you go.
Of course.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever, with your musical career, and you have a musical career as well, have you guys played together? Have you performed
we
together?
did that show
We did.
down at the in LA. God, it was like probably it was before the pandemic, but we did a couple group numbers with Rain and but no, not really. I don't know
Okay.
why. I'm not sure why.
I mean, Creed,
You and I did the Beer Bell Polka, but that
yeah.
was
We recorded,
We
the
recorded
Pennsylvania
with-
polka, but
with,
it never
Weird
got
Al.
released. And
What?
Weird Al played the accordion. We got to find that and
I
figure it out.
heard it the
it
other
was
day.
on. I think it was on Office Ladies. I think they played a clip of it. I
They
got to
did,
find it.
yeah.
Why
I'll
did
see
it not
guys.
get released?
Because I think the Mummers string band outplayed us. I don't know what I'm saying, but it's our old boss didn't want us to have an album. It's like it's fine, whatever. It was fine.
Well,
it was fine.
I
It's
mean,
fine.
he toured with the
all fine.
Tours, the Grassroots,
Yeah, we did
City,
a lot of people,
all that
yeah.
stuff. So I mean, for you,
And me, the mass singer. So that's I have to sing with a mask on, you guys. That's what the audience requires.
by the way, the only reason, and I don't watch that show, but I watched it because you were on. And I found that out this after. Did you take a couple of spills in that starfish costume?
Just one, and it was off camera. It took 8 men to pick me up. That thing is so awkward, but it's literally like being tied at the knees, so I could
Really?
barely walk. So it was awesome. It was a great workout. I should have been a mascot.
Well, I want to ask a follow-up music question because we were talking in the green room about living in Los Angeles. And Creed, let the guys know who your next-door neighbor was when you lived in Malibu for a little bit, the musician, the rocker.
Oh, Don Henley.
Well, that's not who you said.
Who did I say?
You said Neil
George
Young.
Gershwin?
No,
George Gershwin. That defies reason.
He's making it up.
It was Beethoven.
Tells people.
He's older than dirt, guys. No. He looks amazing.
Who did I say?
5 minutes ago, you said Neil Young.
Neil Young.
Oh, Neil Young. No, that what I lived next to Don Henley too, in Beverly Hills.
Were Neil Young
was
and
in
Don Henley
Malibu.
living together?
No,
sorry.
But
Dispel
Kate,
the rumors.
There's a club, Vibrato.
It's Herb
she
Albert's
sings
club.
there with the Jane, and I sing there with my buddy Tim Hockenberry.
Yeah, it's fun.
Not together, but at different times. So we do have a venue
we're ships that pass in the
yes,
night.
exactly.
Sort of.
It's so wild.
All right, who was a better neighbor, Neil Young or Don Henley?
Whoa, it's a statute of limitations.
They're both still alive. They're both still alive. Be
Okay.
careful. They're both still alive.
Neil's touring this summer. He's playing down.
No, Neil's he's a gracious gentleman. Yeah,
Canadian, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Canadians are
they
nicer.
they're nice. They're just nice.
Don Henley, he apparently has a large suitcase full of sex toys. That's what we've heard.
What?
There's an old
You're bursting my
Angora
bubble now.
Angora cod piece on my mantle in lucite, remembering old Betsy from the days.
Oh, wow.
But we don't need to go on there.
Okay.
It's a morning show.
We'll just say enough said.
Yeah.
Well, Creed wants to mention, and definitely we wanted to ask about your 10th studio album, Tao Pop. Is that
Tao Pop?
Tao Pop? Is that done now, or is it?
It is. The first single is thank you very much,
Certainly.
Preston. June 24th, Corner of the Universe.
Okay.
I wrote with Vance DeGeneres, and who we should work with Steve. He ran his company. I did it with my producers Dave Way and Dylan O'Brien.
Are they in the Philadelphia area? Are they listening for their names?
They are. That's why I'm going so slow in pronouncing their names.
To make sure it gets back to them.
Yeah. They might be listening.
You're right. No, there's online. I know. I'm old-fashioned.
Is the word pop in there? Is that
popular music?
A little more pop. Yeah, no, but I mean, is
ironic?
Is
it ironic?
Remember the Weasel story?
Jesus, he doesn't know what pop music is.
My voice is tremendous.
The voice of God.
Well, because you the last time, a lot of your stuff, and we talked about this, and we love the review, you were called folk adjacent. And you like that.
They said approximating music. I think that's what they said.
Folk adjacent. Wow.
Yeah, but is this pop adjacent?
It might be.
Okay, all right.
Given drugs.
You haven't heard it yet.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take that shit. I'm sorry.
That's your second.
No, I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah, I don't believe you're good.
Had to hit the switch.
Those first two sounded pretty deliberate.
Creed, by the way, you still
need
to.
No. You got two more, Creed.
Oh, my God.
And then we're never going to get asked.
No. We're so thrilled that we have actually two of you. We've talked to collections of Office celebrities. In fact, at the camp out, we had some of the ladies on, which is great. You were there, Kate, as well. But to have you both here is wonderful. I want to ask you, with Fan Fest and all of this stuff. Obviously, you guys must. There's the old story about the people associated with the show who kind of they begrudgingly go out to meet the fans. You guys seem to run into it, love it. Is this just something that is just the absolute best for you? Is it getting old at all, or is it just?
We have the best fans in the world. No joke. And it's not just because I'm Scranton Jason coming from Philly. People be like, I'm the Meredith of my office. Woohoo! And I believe them, right, loud and proud. But it's I'm very proud that we have such a. There's so much. It's a culture now. People leave it on all day. They feel better.
It absolutely does. It makes you feel better. Creed, do you find that people coming up to you saying, I'm the Creed of my office? Because there's always that enigmatic character in an office.
Well, Steve, when they meet me, they're either, relieved or disappointed. One or the other.
There's no in between.
Summed up the world.
No half.
He's just summed up show business right there. That's it.
That seems like diametrically opposed. Yeah. Relieved and or disappointed.
Yeah.
It's so sad. Another reason to drink.
You know what kind of sucks when you have someone who comes on. I get it all the time because of being bald. Somebody will come up and go, people tell me I look just like you. I'm like, no.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
They don't account for the extra 300 pounds that they're carrying.
Right. So when you get people who say they're the you,
I believe them.
Okay.
No, I do. And I used to wait on a lot of Merediths. My dad owned a bar in Germantown, nice town. There was always one woman. And when I worked at 16th Street Bar and Grill, which is now Monk's Cafe when I was in college, there was one woman. She was a teacher. She looked. I realize now in hindsight, she looked exactly like Meredith.
You know what I love? So I was working an event a couple of years ago at this bar, and I was giving away Eagles tickets, and this woman won. And I mean, so at the end of the night, I come to find out that this woman is like a multimillionaire, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, she was sitting there smoking her Lark cigarettes. You know what I mean? Like,
how'd you find out?
So somebody told me. They're like,
He
if
went through her
anybody
pocket.
here in this bar didn't need to win tickets, it was that woman right there. I'm like, that one right, yeah.
The rich get richer, Casey. That's and the poor get the picture, right?
Kate, did I tell you on the last tour, a lady fan in the front row pulls her upper lip back like this, and she had Dunder Mifflin.
Oh my God!
Her lip.
Oh my God!
And I just went. It was horrifying.
Well, I'm glad it was that lip and not the. Sorry.
Hey,
sorry.
Just out of principle.
Sorry. Right. Just not.
Yes.
Sorry. No,
Yeah.
that is really.
Wow.
It is crazy.
That's get a lifetime.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Whatever you want. Let your freak flag fly. If that's what you're into,
It
and
was
you feel
backwards,
good.
so she could look at it
in the mirror.
Oh,
Wow.
Have you ever?
That's a high concept.
So we've had Casey years ago suggested that we do a Tattoos Day where we'd have people come in and do a Preston and Steve tattoo, and it was going to be a thing for like a couple of weeks. It's been years now because we never thought that the notion of someone putting the name of the show on their body was just alien to us. Have you ever encountered a Meredith tattoo or a Creed tattoo?
Many times. And there's a few casual Fridays, and some of them are graphic because I was blurred out because thank God it was NBC and not HBO. But yeah, there was a few graphic, and I'm like, oh God, why? It's a permanent, and it's a permanent reminder of a temporary feeling. That's what a tattoo is.
Right. Unfortunately, the woman that had mine also on her forehead had written "Rent this space," which I thought that was a little
on her forehead.
On her forehead, yeah, a little too much.
It was a little up for grabs.
Yeah.
Actually, Kate, I saw you, and I didn't realize you were such a big. I'm a huge fan of Turner Classic Movies.
Oh yeah,
and you were doing like a red carpet thing, and you were.
I always present there.
You
at the festival, yeah.
And they have that big thing every year. That looks like it's really cool to go to.
It's really fun.
It's for real movie nerds.
It is super.
Yeah.
A movie nerd. I met Robert Osborne a few years ago. For the 3 people listening who know
I love
who
that guy.
is.
I love
but
that
Ben
guy.
Mankiewicz has actually become a buddy. He's
Really?
Great. Yeah, he's a cool dude. Next time he's in Philly, I'm going to make sure he comes into.
Yeah. So all those Turner Classic people.
Yeah, they're
he,
so fun.
Yeah.
I mean,
what movie did you?
I presented Summer Stock, which was Judy Garland's last movie at MGM. Casey, you would know this, right? You're a musical fan. You got a daughter's in the musical theater. You know.
Yep.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was fun. It was really fun. You got to do some research. You can't just phone it in. It's great.
You know what they have now that they didn't have when we were coming up around here? In this area, it's called the Cappies. I don't know if they call it the same thing. It's essentially the Tonys, but for high school theater.
Which is like the Dundies, but for a small company and a paper company in Scranton.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
the theater community in this area.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Cappies.
So there were a few of the girls from my daughter's high school that were nominated for a couple of the
It's an
Cappies.
honor just to be nominated, by the way.
Yeah.
By the way.
No one has won.
Hey, Kate, I'm sure you've explained this to us before, but what was your original connection to Jane Lynch? How did you guys...
The very first time I ever went to... when I graduated college, UArts on Broad Street, I'm not promoting it. Do what you want to do, kids. But when I graduated, my aunt sent me a ticket to check out Second City. She lived in Chicago. She thought it would be a good fit. I went the first night I went to Second City. Jane was understudying for Bonnie Hunt. This is how we figured out because it was Bonnie Hunt's wedding day, and Bonnie Hunt came back in her wedding dress and did the rest of the show. Oh my God! So that's why I'll never forget it because they literally started a scene where a woman waiting for a date lights up and she's in a wedding dress. It was,
wow.
So I met Jane that night, and then I think a year and a half later, I became her understudy, and then we were working together on the Real Life Brady Bunch at the Annoyance Theater.
Wow, and you guys just tour and you go and
we'll be
you're doing an
back out this
Alzheimer's
summer.
benefit coming up.
We are, yeah. It's in Sony.
If you forget the Alzheimer's
I
date,
know.
I'll
What's wrong with you guys? I didn't want to call it out. Oh my God. We're going to raise a lot of money and fix this problem. That's what we're going to do.
I thought you said old timers.
So close.
Very similar.
So close, but yeah, I'm so lucky. Yeah. And then I'm here. I'm here with Creed and Oscar and Rain and.
These are great, by the way. These festivals because it is a wonderful collection. I think it took pop culture, it took YouTube, it took the internet to sort of make a lot of people realize just how rabid some fan bases can be. I mean, we've known obviously the big shows throughout the years. You guys had a sort of a latency period where it finally kicked in and became a thing. And now the celebration of that fandom, as opposed to just these, there's some guy out there who's totally into the show, or the woman who got the tattoo on her lip. It's great to be around. It's got to be cool to see you giving joy, like you said, to people who've gone through.
They're so emotional, yeah, and they've been through. Their families have been through so much.
And your show is served as a sort of a background or an entertainment
it's
or a
the best
relief.
medicine for some people. You know, I'm really proud. I mean,
I'm sure you get criers that come up to you.
We do.
Who are just so thankful
we do. And I don't slap them around. Creed,
Creed on the other hand.
Creed bitch slaps them?
I slapped you.
He's right. Look out. Uh-oh.
But I mean, time and time again, you hear from people who started rewatching it during the pandemic, and it was comfort food, and like those 2020 was such a weird year.
And people couldn't go to the real office, so they came to ours. Like that was the mentality. Like it made them feel normal.
How many times in life, and you guys obviously in show business, you Creed with bands or whatever, and you, Kate, that becomes your family, your work for a lot of people, especially if you spend a lot of time at it. That is a bond that is as strong as many families.
Well, Steve, it's now it feels that way, but when I started out on The Office, it really wasn't that way.
It wasn't?
The cast actually resented me for doing a in run. Getting on the show, I didn't go through the casting process, like
and
that.
It was the hardest.
And the reality was that I had more screen credits than that whole cast combined, albeit mostly silent films in black and white. But you have the numbers do add up.
So in your Mac Senate days,
yes.
No, we're so fortunate. I mean, the people are so emotional and wonderful.
What is your first film credit, Creed?
It should be Cast a Giant Shadow.
It's
film.
not If Six You Get Egg Roll.
Yeah, it could be
with
that.
Six
It
You
could
Get Egg
be-
Roll,
it
the
could be
Doris Day
Six-
movie,
But
right?
the one that I'm on screen that they still don't have it right is Cast a Giant Shadow with Frank Sinatra and John Wayne.
Which is pretty amazing.
Yul Brenner.
And mine is Eddie and the Cruisers.
Eddie and the Cruisers.
I was an extra
On
in
the
that.
dark side.
Yes, I'm actually in that video. If you look and you stop it, I'm acting my ass off.
Are you effing kidding?
I'm kidding. There's a
Are you
little close
effing
up of me
kidding?
in the middle of the song.
That's one of my favorite cult movies.
Yeah.
The first good movie was Peter Bogdanovich's Mask.
Oh, God.
And I have a scene with
the-
Eric Stoltz and Sam Elliott where I'm the ticket taker guy.
Yeah.
They said, well, I can give you a ticket, but I'm not responsible for the retard here.
Oh,
And Sam Elliott says, sell him the ticket. And I give him a look, and give Rocky the ticket.
Wow, man.
And my daughter was at the New York Performing Academy, and her friends were there. And they didn't know I was in the movie, and all the friends went, what an asshole. And she said, Dad, I was so proud of you.
Does asshole count? Sorry.
If you say it twice, it does.
I don't get it, but you get it stuff.
She gets the demerit.
It's kind of a sexist movie. Yeah, sorry.
Creed throws you under the bus.
Right. Well, you slapped me in the back of the head.
Here we have. We're looking at your IMDb, and some of these, they're off the mark sometimes, Creed. But this says your first credit. It says uncredited though. Kolchak, the Night Stalker.
Right,
Hey,
that's true. That's right.
remember that TV
By
show?
the way, I
was a great
friggin'
show.
Darren McGavin loved that. A lot of
Right?
people don't remember that the original movie, The Night Stalker, which was an ABC Tuesday night movie of the
Right.
week,
Movie of the week.
was the highest rated TV movie ever at that time, and it was phenomenal. And Kolchak, of course, as many people know from A Christmas Story, is the father.
Right.
But Darren McGavin, one of the great, Simon Oakland, all these great actors. Yes.
I think I played a druggie. Well, I did a lot of those.
It says
back then. Yeah.
man entering laboratory.
Yes. Oh, I nailed it.
Nailed it.
A lot of people would have walked out. You came in.
I came in.
Yeah.
You're on some great shows. Quincy.
Hey,
Eight is
Jack
enough.
Klugman.
Quincy, yep. Remember that?
Yeah, Jack Klugman was from Philly.
That's
I
right.
had done the Odyssey Theater. Remember the Odyssey Theater?
Of course,
in
yeah.
a
Off
play.
the 405, yeah.
And this guy, John Crosby, a big agent in town, saw me there and signed me up. And I was working up there.
So all the while you're also doing the music as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Both at
So
the
they're
same
running
time, yeah.
tangential to each other, and you're friends with the Bo Bridges and Jeff
Yes.
Bridges. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Bridges.
he's obviously a musician as well.
He plays country music.
Yeah.
Yes.
How great was Crazy Heart, man?
So good.
I mean,
phenomenal
What a
movie.
great role.
What a brilliant performance.
Yep.
Yeah.
I tell you what, he's one of those guys. You want to talk about Casey about performances where he just evaporates into. Our movie that we love that we try to get Preston to watch. What is it? I'm having a brain
Sing
fart.
Street?
No.
Hell or High Water.
Hell or High Water.
I haven't seen
he
that
plays.
yet.
He plays a Texas State Trooper. Jesus Christ! It's like you forget. Now that's
He
acting.
evaporates in that.
Yeah, he's just sensational. Yeah.
Creed, while we have you here, I want to give a plug to our mutual friend, Sam Cooper of Mountjoy.
Yes, Sam Cooper.
You said you're going to be doing, maybe doing something with Mountjoy, Sam and Matt, at the Hollywood Bowl,
Well,
perhaps?
we're not locked in. I played the Greek theater with them twice, and we're good friends. And we get together. We're writing a song together, Sam and I.
I love that band.
They're so great.
Mountjoy's terrific.
So much fun to play with.
Compare and contrast Greek theater and Hollywood Bowl, because they're obviously LA venues, but we don't get to experience them here in Philly.
Well, when I played the Hollywood, it was my last show with the Grassroots. You'd sing a harmony note, and 5 seconds later you'd hear bing bing bouncing back to you. And we had no monitors back then. So we just had to go out of faith that our harmonies were correct. Nowadays, when I sing the Greek, it's spot on. That's a fun place. The smell of the marijuana. It's a major contact high, that place.
Hey, was it from that going back as you do, with the Grassroots and so on and so forth, with all the technology now and in-ear monitors and all that stuff, you'd cut your teeth doing all of the, just not having any monitors or really any sort of way. You just had to play and hope it was good.
No things for your guitar. You plugged into the amp.
Right.
That was it.
Right.
Yep.
Did it take a while to start to embrace new tech as it started to roll out because you were so adept at playing without it?
I don't know about adept at playing but I was reluctant to do it. But now I've embraced the pedals because they sound so much better.
Yeah.
And you can get your tone and EQ much better, of course.
Yeah, you go back to the Beatles at say at Shea Stadium. They were plugged into the house PA system,
stadium speakers,
which is the announcement speakers, and they had no monitors on stage with gazillions of people screaming, and they couldn't hear each other at all.
No.
And you hear the recordings, and they sound flawless.
Everybody had to deal with that back then.
Yeah.
You guys had to deal with that sort of stadium noise when you started doing the first season of The Office with the people screaming.
The noises in our head. I was going to say,
By the way,
it's just like the Masked Singer.
I do want to mention the event tomorrow, Saturday. It's at the Philadelphia Convention Center for the Fan Expo. So it's called Return to Scranton, The Office Cast Reunion. It's at 4:45 in the main theater. And Kate and Creed are going to be there, but also Rainn Wilson and Oscar Nunez. So you can get tickets. You can go to fanexpohq.com.
We'll be there all weekend, too. We'll be there Sunday.
You're doing another
doing a whole bunch of stuff. Rainn, Rainn's podcast, he's had, he took a different turn with it, which I kind of like. He's talking about mental health, and I've just seen a couple of them. But wow, how candid and how cool of him to do that. Because
no, I'm just kidding. It is totally. No, I love his. I love Creed's. I love Creed. I love the thing about Rainn is that. The thing about Rainn is that I feel like he is one of the most philanthropic people I've ever met.
Yeah.
He goes to Haiti. He helps people. He is on a mission in life, and I love that he's sharing what he really is passionate about, and he's trying to help.
Yeah, I had no clue that he was earlier on felt he had like imposter syndrome and had all just all of this raging stuff going on, and that I guess he was able to channel into Dwight in some way. So it's very cool.
Yeah, no, he's awesome. Rainn is great. Everybody should get his book, Soul Boom.
Is that the name?
Yeah,
okay.
Book, yeah.
All right.
Or listen to the podcast.
About the bassoon king.
Oh yeah, that was his memoir.
I had the oboe king. I was going to write and conflicted with his book.
Oh,
I couldn't
he would have hated you if you came out with your oboe king.
Yeah.
What do you guys? So the rumors of all this new office. And we get kind of this amorphous idea of what it's going to be. Have you guys heard anything? We know there's casting some different people, but nothing.
No. We were just lucky to do the AT&T business reunion.
Yeah.
Little reunion, office reunion.
Is it going to be like the Jets and the Sharks when that cast kicks in? Or?
I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? But, but the nice thing is, like, the office still exists, and if anybody's freaking out that they're doing something else, like, it's okay that we can both coexist.
Because you remember there was the original office, which was Ricky Gervais, and you guys supplanted that, so
right.
There you go.
Creed, I was asking you off air about how your gig was. Last time you were here, you were at City Winery.
Right.
You said shows were great.
Great, yeah.
And thinking about maybe swinging back around, do it again down the road?
We'll see. I've got to go over to Europe this fall, and Ireland and Europe continent and England, and then maybe back to Australia. I'm thinking about going back down there again. It will be a while. I can't just go back every year.
Right.
But a couple of years from now, I'll do the city.
That's awesome.
Again, yeah.
You travel alone?
They're very great.
When you do these abroad trips, you travel alone?
With the tour manager.
You're with the tour manager?
Yeah.
Okay.
He handles
And
it.
Don Henley.
Like Don Henley and I just travel. Can commiserate
Neighbors
over
forever.
stories.
Neighbors forever.
Remember Barbara? Yes, I do.
I've got that over my fireplace.
It does seem like, Creed, like every now and then, you'd have a conversation with you and it'd be like, hey, remember that time when Paul McCartney and I were hanging out? Like, if somebody mentions the Beatles, it seems to me like you would have a Beatles story or something about Keith Richards or whatever. Like, there's just a plethora of stuff that's happened.
I might have it. Who knows if it's true or not?
There's the key.
Yeah. All right.
You mentioned going around the world and with this. What country receives you guys the best? What country is most enamored or content
of The Office?
Yeah.
Not that we've done a world
Outside
tour
the United
yet,
States.
but I mean the Brits and the Irish. I would say I'm picked up and carried into the pubs when I go to Ireland.
Yeah, it's huge.
Just it's a champagne problem.
Greg sent me when I was starting a tour. We have followings in Scandinavia, Luxembourg, Holland, Amsterdam, Germany, France, Spain.
Just in case the live feed is going.
What's the ratio of your airport getting approached at an airport? How? Because you guys are
I'm
so
running as
well
fast
known.
as I can, Steve.
Like
I have a bladder this small. I got to get to the ladies' room.
I feel bad for people who don't appreciate or don't like that style of storytelling. We'll call it like some people don't like the
documentary cringe factor.
Yeah,
the cringe factor.
But I don't mind I don't like cringe factor. I don't like movies like Meet the Parents, Meet the Fockers, where anything that can go wrong will go wrong. I do like cringe stuff. In fact, I mean, I was watching on Instagram a couple of weeks ago the scene where somebody flashed Phyllis, and then Michael Scott finds out, and he's laughing because she's not the most attractive person. He's like, "Why Phyllis? you could have flashed this girl over here." And it was just so funny, and it is really, really cringy. But I love that stuff. But there are people that just they can't do it. You know,
He was just hanging brain. If that's a crime, lock me up.
Hanging brain. I love it. Well, Abbott Elementary is
so great.
Is the same model.
Actually, there's a few office folks behind the scenes that are working on Abbott Elementary.
Abbott Elementary, yeah.
Because Quinta Brunson is a genius.
And of course,
Modern Family took that.
Modern Family.
Yeah. Right.
They stepped away from it a little bit. They kind of did it. And then, but if you take like Parks and Rec, well, a lot of the Office people went and created Parks and Rec.
Mike Schur and
Yeah,
Rick Daniels.
yeah. There's something uniquely that sort of found footage verite thing. I think it cracks me up.
Well, our show definitely changed TV. We're so proud. I mean, that's. I mean, I don't even know if we. Thank God, Friends was off the air and Joey the spinoff was terrible because I don't think The Office would have really gotten a chance otherwise.
You got people, and it's funny because Casey was talking about how his kids were just getting ravenous for The Office. And I'm like, they're developing an appreciation of subtle, nuanced comedy. Now, I'm a big fan of Broad as well. I'm a Three Stooges. It's great, but when you can get, you can a glance can sell a joke. When you can do that, there's just so much more that opens up to you. And The Office was a clinic in that kind of comedy.
It was definitely for smarter audiences.
Yeah.
I'm a friend of Broad's as well.
There you go. In fact, you have a little collector's item.
You played to the back of the house. I know. Yeah, I know.
Hanging Brains has to be the title of your next album. Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah.
All right.
Pop.
Well, listen, we got a rap, gang, but don't forget that you can get out and see these guys in person, possibly ask them questions, stuff like that at the panel that's taking place Saturday.
We're taller in person.
And they are way taller. Statuesque, I'd say. So you can go to fanexpohq.com. I'm sure we have the info on PrestonandSteve.com too. It is wonderful to have the two of you here together with us this morning.
Preston and Steve, I love you guys.
We love you.
We love WMMR.
Creed, it's great to see you.
I like you guys.
Let's hear it for Creed and Kay, guys. They were great. Love it. Go see them at the Fan Expo. We are going to take ourselves a break. We will return in just a moment, and we have a chance to win $1,000. Good money. Stay right there.
93.3 WMMR.
Quick, a couple of shout outs. We have a couple of minutes before we get to the Good Money It, and I wanted to throw a shout out. We received a wedding invitation for the show here for Brooke Fowler and Michael Laparagolo.
Like
Laparagolo? I'm not really sure.
Like, I recently went to a wedding. No one knew the person's last name. We were like, what is this? How do you say it? We had no idea what it was.
Laparagolo, I think it says. But anyway, I wanted to officially announce on the radio, we will not be coming to your wedding, but we thank you for your invitation.
It's incredibly sweet when people do that.
Very cute couple.
They're wonderful couple,
picture
yeah.
here, so send them a shout out, Steve, if you would.
I'm going to give them a good one.
They're getting married June 7th. Oh, my good God. Okay, I got more. I have more.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I have more. Don't blow
I don't
your
have
load
any
now.
more.
All right, so this one, sometimes we get letters from prisoners.
Yes.
And I usually don't read the prisoners' letters.
You don't? Why?
Well, I don't know who
You
they
don't want
are.
to add to their sentence.
Well, I don't know what they've been convicted of. I don't know anything about them. But I'm going to read this letter.
All right.
Okay. So this says, Dear Preston and Steve, as I approach the end of my sentence, I humbly request a nasty shout out for every poor bastard who ends up here in New Jersey's finest federal S-hole.
Oh.
Welcome to the land of rust, peeling paint, black mold, and cockroaches the size of freaking hamsters.
Oh, man.
Never forget this. He said, we're locked up because in one way or another, we suck as human beings. When I get out, I am going to make a serious effort not to be such an incorrigible dickhead. And I hope that you will do the same. Either way, may your time pass quickly. So he's saying he's going to try to get his life together and turn it around, and he's hoping that his fellow prisoners will too.
Everybody deserves a second chance.
Yep. And
That's what you hope when they come out, you know?
Yeah, and he says, P.S., and I'll give his name here in a second. On release, the first 3 items on my to-do list are, number 1, get the MMR app.
Aww.
Number 2, pursue my lifelong dream to one day own a monkey.
Well done.
And 3, play a lot of Parcheesi.
Oh, wow.
So he says, many thanks, and in parentheses, he puts Jolly Roger, so that's his nickname.
So they must be able to listen in there.
I guess so.
Well,
Wait, do you have his actual name? Can you hand it to me? Or no?
I can get it. I'll get it. Yeah.
I also got a letter from a prisoner, Preston, and we had asked at one point about what do prisoners do and how do they pass the time and what do they read? And he sent me an entire list of things that they read, including self-help books, Patterson, Baldacci-type novels, also Foreign Affairs by Alison Lurie, All the King's Men by Robert Penn Warren. And this person who goes by Jolly Roger says that I also took up writing.
Wait, it's the same guy.
That's the same guy.
Okay. Also, I didn't hear you say that. He says, I also took up writing. I'm halfway through my 3rd novel. With whether any of it ever sees the light of day remains the question. But on top of all of it, he sent me a cartoon from the New Yorker. And it's a couple of whales in the water. And the caption is, we say, "Dar she blows," not, "Oh, look, whales." And I thought that was cute. So I held on to this letter for a long time, and I apologize for not reading it earlier, but I thought that was really nice.
Yeah.
Again, if you get out and you can turn things around and you realize you made some mistakes, more power to you.
Yep. All right. And then one last one. I know, Case, we got to do the word. But this is a birthday shout out, and this is from Johnny Reagan. And he says,
"That's right. That's what they call me."
It's my. Oh no, wait, no, that was. This is from Johnny Reagan's brother.
Yeah, he writes
Chris
on his
Reagan.
behalf, yeah.
Okay, so Johnny's the guy who has brain cancer.
Yes.
And it's Johnny's 36th birthday.
Oh.
Please wish my brother a happy birthday if you can. I just wanted to give everybody a quick update on how Johnny's doing. He started taking the chemo medication. It's 2.5 times the amount he was originally taking during his treatment of radiation on Monday. This is only a 2nd month, 1 week per month, and he has to do this for 10 more months.
Wow.
But thank you much for all the support. And Johnny keeps us updated on how he's doing.
That's
He had
good.
Surgery and
Yeah.
everything. So we want to wish him a big happy birthday. He's a big fan. So good luck, Johnny. Hope everything is going as well as it can for you. All right, now we have to do this.
93.3 WMMR Philadelphia. It's time for a Good Money It keyword.
All right, and the word is luminous. I'm going to spell that for you. Luminous. All right, luminous. Luminous. And you have until 15 minutes after the hour to enter that. There are 3 ways for you to do it. Enter it at WMMR.com. Do it through the MMR app, or you can text it to the special contest short code number 45911. One random entry wins $1,000 in the company-wide contest, and each winner gets a call from Beasley. So make sure you answer your phone. Contest rules at WMMR.com. And it's brought to you by McLaughlin Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. The word again is luminous, Luminous. Enter it now.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
All right, brought to you by Monster Jam, the only place to see the legendary Gravedigger tear up the dirt. You can see racing, big air, and backflips when Monster Jam roars into Lincoln Financial Field, and that is on May 4th. All right, this is a wild story that Steve sent me. A male orangutan treated his own face wound with a medicinal plant, which seems to have been intentional, and this is the first time that scientists have seen something like this. The primate hails from Indonesia. His name is Rakus. And researchers say that he got into a fight back in 2022, which left him with a partially bad face wound in the form of a bad gash near his right eye. Officials followed Rakus around. Rag ball. That's all he could say. They followed him around for the next few days and observed. And observed some bizarre behavior for an ape, seeing the orangutan chew up a particular liana plant, which is not normal food for the species. And as it turns out, the plant ended up having healing powers to it.
So what we're talking about is an animal medicinally taking care of a wound.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
Scientists say on at least one occasion, Rakus took some chewed paste and applied it to his cut, apparently using the plant as a treatment for the cut and doing so purposely. If accurate, it marks the first time an animal has been spotted applying medicine to a skin wound. And it seems like Rakus found the miracle cure, by the way, because the wound never got infected and it closed up in about a month.
And there's a before and after picture that is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And then later, Preston, and he used a centipede as a penile implant.
Wow.
Yeah.
What? Scientists don't know whether this is something Rakus stumbled upon accidentally, or if it's cultural or learned behavior that all orangutans are taught or inherently know as instinct. So.
Still, that adds. I mean, when I read this story, I swore I'd never eat any orangutan meat again.
Good for you, because they're, you know what?
Yeah.
They have
They're
a mind.
just smart. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I had a very interesting story of a survival of the tornado in Oklahoma the other day. Here's another one. An Oklahoma couple now in the ICU with broken backs and necks.
Wow.
Has their 9-year-old hero son to thank after a tornado tossed their truck into the trees. 15 tornadoes after trail destruction in Oklahoma. Over the weekend, at least 4 people were killed. Dozens were injured. Many lost their homes. Wayne and Lindy Baker, along with their 9-year-old son, Branson, were headed to Dixon, Oklahoma to seek shelter when a tornado suddenly picked up their truck and tossed it. Wayne Baker's back, neck, sternum, ribs, and arm were broken. He also lost part of a finger. Lindy Baker's back, neck, jaw, ribs, and right hand were broken, and she suffered a punctured lung. Somehow, the kid, Branson, got out of the truck and ran over a mile in the dark through downed power lines and debris to get help. He made it to a house of a neighbor and friend and brought him back to help his parents out.
Amazing.
Yeah, Branson's uncle, Johnny, said the only way he found his way back was with lightning strikes that lit the road. He ran as fast as he could, as hard as he could. He made a mile in 10 minutes. That's pretty impressive for a little kid. He said the last thing Branson told them was, "Mom, Dad, please don't die."
Oh, wow.
And it just gets me choked up. He said, "Please don't die. I will be back." Wayne and Lindy Baker are independent contractors. They're now unable to work due to their conditions. In response, Branson's baseball team held a fundraiser and a baseball game Monday night, and the whole team was wearing stickers on their helmets in support of the family.
Talk about a resourceful kid. And then also what it does, it puts in context the story you had the other day. These guys really just got scratches.
Yeah.
And they were ripped out of a house by the tornado.
Yeah. Both are recovering in the ICU, by the way. Wow. All right, the owners of Seattle Fish Guys, a Central District fish market, reported a break-in Sunday morning after thieves stole thousands of dollars and over 100 pounds of smoked salmon. The business's owner, Desiree Chin, said that the front door had been drilled through and the office was ransacked. The thieves specifically targeted the smoked salmon, which Chin estimates to be worth at least $2,800.
Something's fishy about this.
Yes, there is. The surveillance.
There you go, buddy.
Despite the surveillance cameras not working at the time, Chin suspects the burglars were likely former customers who knew the value of the stolen items, including jerky and salmon collar.
Is that their names?
No, that's what they stole.
Oh, okay.
While no leads have been reported, Chim warns the robbers that they need to keep it refrigerated, or they're going to have to eat a lot of it. Here is a story that took place in Canada. One Alberta local recently managed to catch a special moose spotting.
Why don't you forget the moose?
Spotting.
For a moment.
On camera. And it was a rare one. Video captured by Teresa Tanner shows an elusive all-white moose.
An albino moose.
It's not albino, actually.
It's not an albino moose.
Yeah, I thought it was too. But crossing the street in rural Alberta around dusk, the moose, accompanied by one with the typical darker brown color, can be seen in the clip prancing down an embankment.
You look ridiculous.
Out of a wood.
You're embarrassing me.
You're not leaving the house looking like that, are you?
Jesus Christ. You look like that kid in the movie Powder.
The white moose trots slowly across the roadway as its companion runs up to catch along, and the pair then meander off the road. And so a white moose is apparently a sign of good luck in Canada.
Yes, white moose at day, everything's going to be okay.
While some may assume the white coat is a result of some sort of albinism, it's also likely its unusual color is a result of a genetic mutation. Albinism is an inherited disorder that affects melanin production, is usually accompanied by light pinkish-colored eyes, which they don't think this moose had.
He had Betty Davis eyes.
Yes, and the white color could be a condition called piebald. The result of a
the best way to get bald.
Recessive gene causing the coat to grow in white with specks of brown. Yeah, I knew a girl who was piebald. It could also be leucism.
Leucism.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew a girl who was pretty loose.
A group of conditions that can appear in animals and reduce pigmentation of the hair or fur, causing pale patches or overall pale coat color.
I'd love to see what this thing looked like.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
They had a good video of it, and that is what I have in the bizarre file for you this morning. All right, the word, and let's see how much time you have left. You have about 5 minutes left. The word that you have to enter is luminous. Luminous.
Tough word.
And you need to send that over right now if you want to win $1,000. Luminous. All right. Send it over, and we will find out, hopefully, if you win $1,000 very, very shortly. When we come back, some other things to win. Lesson question. We'll get the trash and music news, too, so stay with us.
Preston and Steve on
93.3 WMMR. It's Everything That Rocks. Preston and Steve radio program. 10:20 a.m. No Sad Bro Friday. We haven't played our No Sad Bro jingle at all.
That is right.
Do you mind hitting that, Casey, one time? Just get us in that mode. Thank you. Yes. Appreciate it.
No sad bro, 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 no sad bro.
Kyle and Casey singing on that. Zach singing on that too? There was three-part harmony in there.
Okay.
Yeah, there's three-part harmony in there. But I want to mention Kyle because he just handed me this sheet of information. There are some new Daily Rush videos for you to check out.
Nice.
On our YouTube channel, and there are three of them that you need to take a look at when you get a chance. I just watched the last one. So there's the Irish guy who loves horse butts.
Yeah, I watched that one.
There's the Loose Sausage Club, which is wonderful. And then our personal favorite, just now watched, Making Music with Straw Farts. And then Casey just did it. So it's a straw you put into your armpit. But Casey, compared to Kathy, not even close. Like, Kathy knocked it out of the park.
A virtuoso.
It was an untapped
The yo-yo
talent.
ma
Yeah.
of underarm farts.
So watch these now. Check out anything else you missed on PrestonandSteve.com and our YouTube channel. So those videos are available if you would like to take a peek into the studio and see those moments. And they're edited down. It's a little shorter. So if you'd like to consume them that way, you're more than welcome to. We'd be quite happy to have you go check that out. All right. So today's lesson question, we are going to give away as a prize, what do we have here? 4-pack of tickets and pit party passes for the Monster Jam this Saturday at Lincoln Financial Field. Let's go with this question. Mint juleps are a drink most associated with the Kentucky Derby. What are the two foods that are most closely associated with the Derby? Two foods. All right, 215-263-WMMR. You know, if you get one of them, I'll be happy. All right, so mint juleps are the drink most associated with the Kentucky Derby. What are the two foods that are most closely associated with the Derby? It was mentioned here on the show. It's not real. If there's a real food that's associated with the Derby, don't call in with it. That's not what we're looking for. All right, 215-263-WMMR.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
Brought to you by Horizon Services. You can book your expert AC tune-up today to avoid costly summer breakdowns. Horizon Services help is on the way. What's up this morning, Steve?
Well, Britney Spears got into a huge fight with her boyfriend Wednesday night outside the Hotel Marmont that left her crying, possibly cut, and almost driven away in an ambulance. Britney later explained the incident on Instagram, saying, "Turtle."
Oh my God.
Robert De Niro was apparently not yelling at protesters in a cell phone video that made its way around online. He was, in fact, acting for a scene in a new Netflix movie. Apparently, the movie is a science fiction story about an 80-year-old man who has a 9-month-old child.
Please stop calling me.
Another Boeing whistleblower has just died months after the first whistleblower, John Barnett's apparent suicide. Police are treating the two deaths as a coincidence, but are advising caution when using whistles.
All right, let me go to the phones. See if somebody knows the answer to this question. Mint juleps are the drink most associated with the Kentucky Derby. What are the two foods that are most closely associated with the Derby? And we'll take one of them. If you don't know them both, we'll take one of them. I will go to Tom. Hey, Tom, good morning.
Good morning. What's up, guys?
Hey, Tom, we're looking for that answer. What's one or two of the foods most closely associated with the Derby?
Horse meat.
Horse meat. Yeah. We would have also accepted bread hats. Horse meat and bread hats. All right, hang on the line, Tom. We're going to set you up. You got a 4-pack of tickets and pit party passes for the Monster Jam. It is Saturday, tomorrow, at Lincoln Financial Field. Most heart-pounding monster truck event experience. You won't forget Monster Jam, as big as it gets, and you can see it live at Lincoln Financial Field this Saturday. Tickets on sale now via Ticketmaster.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
Yeah! So funny I forgot to laugh.
Brought to you by Rita's. You can head to Rita's to try their brand new Oreo frozen coffee. And Rita's takes their cold brew frozen coffee and blends it with delicious Oreo cookie pieces. It's a perfect pick-me-up. You can be cool. Eat a Rita's. I mentioned this in entertainment news earlier this morning. Ozzy Osbourne is giving fans a health update after a startling discovery. As an interview that he was doing with British singer-songwriter Billy Morrison, he said that he had undergone stem treatments after doctors discovered a tumor on his vertebrae. And unfortunately, I don't have any more information than that. Apparently, he had said, "I've just come back from the doctor after having some stem cells put in me." He said, "The thing is, you have it and you go, and I don't feel," and or I think he's saying, "You have it and you go. I don't feel that great, but I don't know what it would be like if I didn't have it." So Osbourne called the treatments pretty expensive. In 2020, he had been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and I have no idea if this is any connection to that or not, but I certainly hope he's okay.
I assume he has to be pretty good because they are talking about doing some shows, and they haven't canceled those.
Yep. Grammy-winning artist Mike Shinoda is releasing a deluxe vinyl reissue of his 2018 solo album, Post-Traumatic, which was recorded in the aftermath of course, Chester Bennington's passing. The 18-track deluxe edition includes 2 bonus songs, Prove You Wrong and What the Words Meant, that were previously released as limited edition singles. The deluxe vinyl reissue will be available in 3 formats: black vinyl, limited edition orange vinyl, and limited edition Zeotrope picture disc. And it also includes collaborations with K-Flay, Black Bear, Machine Gun Kelly, Deftones' Chino Moreno, and Grandson.
Grandson?
I don't know if that means his grandson. I don't think he has a grandson, but is there an artist named Grandson?
Not that I'm familiar with.
Might be. While Linkin Park has not officially announced any reunion plans.
Hi, Grandmom.
There have been rumors that the band is considering a 2025 tour with a female vocalist to succeed Bennington. Yeah.
There's a grandson. There's the artist right
Canadian singer-songwriter.
there. And if you like the show, what you do is you give him $5.
Aw.
Yeah, like Grandpa did.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Grandson. However, Shinoda has cautioned that any official announcement would come directly from the band's website if they did do some kind of a reunion of sorts. Crossfire Hurricane Rum has unveiled a limited edition bottle gift set to commemorate the Rolling Stones' upcoming Hackney Diamonds U.S. tour, which kicks off April 28th. The set features a deluxe box containing a sleek black gloss glass bottle with a gold top adorned with the iconic Rolling Stones tongue logo. The commemorative box set with a suggested retail price of $125 would be available at select retailers across the country. The band is also offering a chance to win 2 VIP tickets to see the Rolling Stones perform, and that'll be in Santa Clara, California, July 17th, with the sweepstakes running through June 15th. And one last thing I wanted to mention, we had Dave and Tim Hawes on the show yesterday. They performed live. It was great. And their Sing Us Home Festival at Venice Island in Manayunk is taking place today, Saturday, and Sunday. And I just wanted to give you a heads up about that in case you didn't know it, because they were super nice guys. Hoping the weather holds out for them.
I think it's going to be good.
Well, they're calling for rain on Sunday, and Saturday is a slight chance of a spotty shower in the afternoon, so we'll see. But all kinds of bands. Langhorne Slim will be performing, Amethyst, Kia. Of course, Dave and Tim will be, and in various configurations. The Jayhawks are playing.
Granddaughter.
Granddaughter is not there. Space Cadet, Fishtown Choir, Ocean Avenue, and others. So just wanted to mention that. Details at PrestonandSteve.com.
I hope it's a success. I'd like to see this be a continuing thing.
Yep. And that's the last item in music news. We're going to take a break. Come back in a second. We wrap up the program. We give away our Word of the Week prize, and hopefully we give it to you. But you got to stick around. We'll be right back. Isaac. 93.3 WMMR, Everything That Rocks, ZZ Top. Billy Gibbons, one of the greatest guacamole makers in history.
That's what we hear.
That's what we hear.
Jackie
Bam Bam told us that he makes a mean guacamole. Had no idea.
And then the video proves it. He was on one of those, cooking shows.
Really?
And, yes, it's him making his guacamole, and they're oohing and eyeing.
Not aware of that. You never know what you'll learn here at MMR. It's 10:36. We are wrapping up our program for the day. It has been a blast hanging out with you. We had such a good time. I would like to thank our two guests that came by this morning, Kate Flannery and Creed Bratton from The Office.
They're awesome.
I was telling Casey what I love about having them both in here at the same time was their diametrically opposed personality styles, because Kate is kind of spastic and staccato in the way she talks, and Creed is just like, he's like peanut butter. He's just like smooth and
you don't even know if he's joking.
Yeah. And his sense of humor is hilarious because you're not sure. Is he stating facts about his life?
He's Creed,
or is he just throwing something out there? They were hilarious. And they're going to be appearing at the Fan Expo Philly today through Sunday at the Pennsylvania Convention Center. There's a panel that Rainn Wilson and Oscar Nunez are going to be on tomorrow as well. So a lot of people, a lot of Office fans are very excited about this. You can go to fanexpohq.com.
Hey, do you mind if I do a quick shout out and a thank you? So these are two separate things. So first, I want to give a thank you to Mike Baldini and our friends at Parks Casino. I was at the 360 Lounge last night for Conklin's Comedy Hour, which happens there like every other Thursday night. And we had Tara Canastresi on the show on like Tuesday or Wednesday. So she was one of the comedians last night. I had a great time there
that's
last
awesome.
night, just hanging out with those guys. So I want to thank Mike and then everybody at Parks Casino for their hospitality. But also, I got these two separate text messages. This guy says, any chance you can send a juicy shout out to Kelly at some point tomorrow is our 10-year anniversary. May the 4th be with us. And that was from a guy named Steve. And then I get a text message from Kelly saying, hey, I know it's last minute, but May the 4th is our 10-year anniversary. This is Steve and Kelly Wilson from Wilson's Secret Sauce.
Oh, my God. That's so funny.
They are celebrating their 10-year anniversary tomorrow. Happy anniversary,
you wanna
crazy kids.
Want to give a little bit more?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
There you go. Doesn't get any bigger than that.
No.
It's the highest form of compliment from the Preston and Steve
Absolutely.
Show. But we love those guys. Fantastic. Pierre Robert is here.
Good day, my children.
How do, sir?
Fine, thank you. How are you, kids?
We're doing good.
I love your shirt. Classic VU meter.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love that
Isn't this
thing.
a great shirt?
I wanted to get one like that, but I don't want to have the same shirt and piss off
wear the
Pierre.
same thing.
If we got different colors, we
could do that.
There you go.
I'll look for one.
Because, I mean, when we go hunting, we could.
Yeah.
Bright colors.
That's right.
And
You wanna
that's
shoot
next
each other.
weekend, right?
Yeah, we're going next
I
weekend.
got the swamp picked out and the picket fence and whatever you have when you go hunting.
You go on picket fence hunting.
What do you call those things where those hunters go into a
Blind.
thing? That's what I meant.
Yep. You got our picket fence blind.
I got sunglasses. I got everything we're gonna need.
What are we killing next weekend? What do you want to go for?
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yeah, they roam wild in Fairmount Park.
Oh, they do. They do.
And we'll go get us some.
Yeah, we'll get them.
We'll edit.
And then we'll edit after.
Yeah.
Yeah, every
All right.
bit of it. Before we do all that, you want to do the letter
Yes,
of the day?
please.
All right, here we go.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
All right, the Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by the letter.
O as in Ohio.
All right, and we now have a word, and that means we need a caller. Let's take caller number 3 at 214. We're doing a little number this week. 3-215-263 WMMR. Let's see if you know the word of the week and win the prize. What's happening on your program today?
Aha. Well, we've got good money coming at noon and 3 and 5 more chances to win $1,000. We have workforce blocks. What a night tomorrow, actually tonight and tomorrow in Atlantic City with Motley Crue and Tommy Conwell. Tomorrow night, hosted by Jackie Bam Bam, is going to be wild. So we'll do Motley Crue in a workforce block, Tommy in a workforce block, and Green Day in a workforce block.
Wow. Should be solid, yeah. Jackie sent me a picture of him and Tommy Lee playing golf together.
I heard you talk about that the other day, and I'm going, excuse me?
Yeah.
I don't picture either of them, but particularly Bam Bam on the golf course.
And in shorts.
Right.
Yeah.
You
it's
never
crazy.
see Jackie in shorts, but I think it's the only time in his life he's ever picked up a golf club. So, but maybe he'll ask Tommy about it. I don't know if he remembers it or not. All right, we're going to see if we can get a winner. We're looking for caller number 3, and that is Sammy. Hi, Sammy.
Hey, happy Necrophilia Friday.
Necrophilia Friday. That's right. We forgot about that.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, what's our word of the week, Sammy?
Bravo.
Great day in the morning.
All right, Sammy. Really cool prize for you here. It is from Pal Hana. Yeah, Pal Hana Tiki Cruise. And it's for you and up to 16. Well, it's from 16 people total. So you and 15 people. Pal Hana is in Ocean City, and it's New Jersey's only authentic Caribbean tiki boat experience. My friend, congratulations.
That's awesome. Necrophilia later.
Necrophilia later, buddy. All right. Hang on, we'll get your information. We'll take care of all that. And don't forget that it's the ultimate summer experience for celebrations of any kind. From relaxing day drinks to unique bachelorette parties, you can look for their big friggin' deal next week to try it for yourself this summer and save money at WMMR.com. I do want to mention before we hang it up that we have a coolest teacher school who has the entire weekend to vote, and that is Westchester East High School. And that's where Bam and Ryan Dunn and Rake and Brian DiCamillo and all those jackass guys went to high school. You guys get to vote, so you just text the word teacher to 39333. We'll send you a voting link. You tell us who the coolest teacher of the past year has been. Want to thank our sponsors. Preston and Steve Show is brought to you by Dunkin'. Preston and Steve Show runs on Dunkin'. Also Acme Markets, fresh foods, local flavors. And Trinity Rehab with locations all over. That's trinity-rehab.com. Next week on our program, a couple things to mention. Monday morning, Kathy's Cut.
Yes.
This is it. You got to sign up now to get on board and to help donate and benefit Wigs for Kids and Kids. And Kathy's going to be broadcasting from a couple of the locations. Jackie is going to be broadcasting from the Jersey location. And you can go to PrestonandSteve.com, get all the info. But get signed up now. We need to fill all the spots.
Chance.
All right. And then also next week, Miss Pat is going to be joining us via Zoom. She's
Awesome.
great. And Kevin Nealon will be in our studio.
Terrific. We love Kevin Nealon.
Always great to have him by. So we'll get to those things and more. Have a great, safe, wonderful weekend. Rage on, and we'll see you later, gang. Bye-bye. Bye.